Oh my God.
Yo. It is a special episode, y'all. We are joined by the Specs. What's good?
Specs in 5.
In 5, baby.
Hey, everybody. Pleased to meet you all.
Hello.
What's good?
What up?
Diaphone, can you hear us? Are you live? We're live.
Nope.
You're muted.
He's waving, talking, but not. But
He's
not.
muted. He's deafened. He's not here.
Yeah. Hey, I'm here. I'm
There he is. There he is.
Hey, what's good? Okay, all right. Yes, now that we're in the final position, I can attempt to put the name tags in place.
You're gonna do this now?
I will.
Wait, you're not the iPhone? Damn. All right.
It was a little tricky based on layout before, but we're okay. What's good, everybody? We're joined by the Spectres. We're joined by Zane. We're joined by Diaphone. We're joined by Frodan. We're joined by Deathy. We're joined by Zyzx. And me and Pat are here too. What's up, everybody?
I'm here too, I guess. Oh no. My team didn't win. Darn.
Hey,
That's why you're here with puppy support.
Yeah, our bad.
Oh.
it was it was a solid showing for the beginning part of that. The y'all were in second place for most of the run,
For
right?
a bit.
Yeah.
And then
for
it
a
just
bit.
fell the fuck apart right there at the end.
Yeah, shout out to the last day. Last became second. Second became last.
So
No, but I heard
Yeah, that was
second
crazy.
during group stages, though. I thought your thresh was popping off.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I also thought that too.
I should have just tried harder. Oh well.
so this is
Moving on from me losing, on to you guys winning. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes,
Second five.
yeah.
Thank you. Sex and 5.
So
Second five.
this is going to be a complete
my God.
shit show of a giant chat, but fuck it, we'll just let it roll. The plan is to just more or less actually not just talk about 2XKO the whole episode in case anyone is showing up and doing the like fighting game snore emote, which has become a bit of a thing with our chat. But
I don't have enough hourglasses for that, bro.
yes, okay. So what's up? There used to be a bit where we'd be like, when fighting game starts getting discussed, Pat would bust out the hourglass, and then to counter that, I started busting out my Mortal Kombat hourglass for when he started talking about Final Fantasy 14.
Wait, hourglass. Wait,
So
wait.
the conversation is on a timer basically before we got to get back to other shit.
Okay.
But this is actually like not expressly a fighting game podcast. It's fucking whatever. It's
He promises, guys. He promises.
It's not. It is an extension of it is after is basically doing more of the best friend cast from back in the day. But it just so happens that we both care about them, so they come up a bunch. What do you want me to say? In any case, it's a pleasure to have you guys all here. I know that this is not obviously the weekend immediately after the Sajam Slam, but Evo got in the way. A lot of other things happened as well, so it's been a little bit of time. But nonetheless, appreciate y'all taking the time. I actually wanted to as well, I guess, just get a brief introduction to you guys in general from your origin, and especially because we're coming at this not just from a there's the FGC side, but then we've got Deadlock players, we've got TFT players in here and things like that. So I want to kind of cover all of that for anyone who's unfamiliar with you guys. Why don't we take it away? And I guess starting with Deathy, top corner.
Yeah. So you want like just a background of what I do, I guess?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, hey everyone, I'm Deathy. If you don't know me, I'm a educational Deadlock content creator / top player. So I played competitive for some time, but I've decided to basically mostly focus on education. I would say that, if we compare to people here, my content style would not be too dissimilar to someone like Frodan or Diaphone, just for Deadlock. So, mostly focusing on, keeping the community updated with any news, updates, breaking down the updates, coaching people. So I've done a lot of coaching. I've coached over 500 people individually and many more in an academy. Wow. So I've coached like probably thousands of people total. And, yeah, Deadlock is Valve's game that they're working on right now. It's kind of in playtest, so definitely check it out. It's very, very popular despite not being released. So excited for the future.
I Yeah, I saw that like pretty much first result with your name when looking you up. You got Deathy, Deadlock, tier list, and then the Deathy tier meta as well. So I guess that is a regular thing. Are you putting out the gospel on what the state of the game is on a regular basis? Is that coming from you?
Yeah, so I have I have a website that I keep updated kind of with a rough tier list. But as you guys know from tier lists, like I kind of think that tier lists or whatever, but it's one of those things where everybody always wants tier lists. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I feel like in games that are balanced, and I think Deadlock is a good balanced game. Generally speaking, it's like you can play whatever you want, and you'll be fine. But yeah, I do kind of keep it updated.
Okay. Yeah, I went back after talking to you to this, like look at the VOD of when I checked it out, and yeah, again I looking through the cast, I played 7, and was like, yeah, this seems cool, and then I went and looked and I saw that like that's considered someone that's pretty high up there in general. Mm-hmm.
Well, right now, but like back then, not necessarily. Like basically every patch, it changes a lot, right? That's one thing that's different from like fighting games. Like in fighting games, as far as I understand it, it changes sometimes. But like in fighting games, some characters will be like top of S tier for like forever, basically. But in Deadlock, like a character will never stay top of S tier for longer than like a few months, usually.
Okay. Yeah, and
it's definitely not like the stranglehold like Chun-Li and Yun had on Third Strike from the beginning of time to the end of time.
Yeah. No, and the other bit too is we were gonna do something fun, and like because Deathy is also in Montreal, was gonna come over and we were gonna record from the couch. Yeah. And we were all set up for that, and then the city decided today would be a yellow sky tornado day.
I'm sorry? There's a tornado?
I didn't know tornadoes go that
tornado
high
warning.
Up. That's crazy.
Tornado warning.
I've never seen a tornado in my life. Like I've had maybe one tornado warning in my entire life, so this is a very unusual event for Montreal.
Exactly.
Like, hopefully, there's not actually a tornado, and like but I messaged Woolie and I was like, hey, I don't think I'm going to come over today because like I'm just going to play it safe,
Yeah, more than fair. Again,
bro, I moved at the right time. Jesus Christ!
And also the sky is yellow, so whatever that means, But either way, like, yeah, if anything cuts out and like 2 of us drop the fuck out of this call, you know what's up.
Yep.
Guess we're gonna have to rework the podcast if that happens. Jesus,
we'll figure it out.
There he goes.
Literally into the background, roof rips off and everything.
Oh my god!
Yeah, but that'd be so cool, man.
Most viewed
cool
podcast
for like
ever.
3 seconds. Like,
yeah, but no, we're gonna get you over here, and you're gonna find a controller for your tastes, because again, be it stick or leverless or whatever the hell. I have weird mixed box hybrids. I have a graveyard of arcade sticks in front of me that you can't see over here, so we'll find something for you. Don't you worry.
Thank you.
Yo, Diaphone, what's good? Let the people know what's going on.
Yo, what is good, everyone? Hey, I go by Diaphone. I play every fighting game, and I try to play at a very high level, and I try to make content for it. So I have a YouTube channel where I try to help people get into fighting games and also learn to play fighting games from beginner rank to even like intermediate advanced. And I also try to compete in fighting games. And my favorite fighting games are usually the new fighting games that are coming out. So, 2XCO obviously being a bit new. I play that a lot. And then we have Avatar and Tokon coming out. I'll be super invested into those. And I also stream on Twitch. So, hey, everyone. And thanks for having me on the podcast. And Specs and 5.
Hell yeah.
Specs and 5.
Pleased to meet you, Diaphone.
Yeah. No, and
Likewise.
I feel like you definitely you got. I know you got to show off some of the Avatar characters as well with the character matches and everything like that. Do you? I know that you kind of played Street Fighter originally, but do you find yourself being gravitated more towards just games that are cracked and more anime and more like insane, intense, like hyper fighting more so?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if I had to list like my favorite fighting games of all time, like Ultimate Marvel would be there, for example. Like crazier games like that, like Guilty Gear, even Granblue. Granblue is not really that crazy of a game, but I like the aesthetic a lot. But Avatar especially, like to me, it's like every fighting game has their own unique flair, right? Like even like Street Fighter 6, it kind of just scratches a different itch, right? Mm-hmm. Like Street Fighter 6, the thing that appeals to me is like I really feel like I'm playing the player, right? Where in a game like 2XKO, it can kind of feel like you're just playing a one-player game sometimes, where you just have to hit your combos and then hit the bullshit Oki that comes after the combo. Where it's
Right.
like Street Fighter, it feels like I'm like playing mind games and we're constantly interacting. I kind of like all aspects, but Avatar especially, like I do really like the fast-paced movement and the fact that like you're constantly returned to neutral. It's just like I like refreshing takes on fighting games, and I think Avatar kind of hits that.
Hell yeah. No, it's nice that it's very cool that it is like as high, I guess, high APM as it is, and it's 1v1 still, you know?
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like you don't see that often these days at all. It's funny too because like what you're describing, like I love that shit is like crack, but at the same time, one of my favorite fighting games is Samurai Showdown. Because for the exact opposite reason, because of you feel the player out in that like it's slow, it's deliberate, and every single button you press, you got to put a ring on it. It's a commitment, top to bottom.
Big damage.
Yeah, but Woolie, you got fucking trolled by guys with disconnected controllers, thinking they were just being patient.
There was
like it's a bit too patient
because they were because they were down backing. If they were both standing neutral, I think we would have detected something was wrong sooner. But they were down backing. We're at Frosty Fostings, and there's a match in top 8. We're doing commentary, and like they're playing it out, laming it out, and then after a certain moment, we're like, oh man, the tension, this is crazy. And then we wait, and it's like, wait, I think a controller's not working. What the fuck? You know? But you couldn't even tell because there were other matches in that same top 8 that were like actually having these crazy stare downs, you know? But yes, that is a Samurai Showdown problem in particular because it feels like everything is a Honda mirror match almost, you know? I love it though. You got to have room for you got to have room for that at the same time as the insane high APM fighters too, you know? Well, I will say that like your videos are fucking sick, and I'm absolutely a regular consumer of your content. I like how you dive in, and I like the fact that again, nice and early to XKO as well. Like you pulled out the Vi Alawi, and I'm like, I'm watching this content. I want to see what you got going. You're making that team work, you know.
That team's sick. Hell yeah.
Frodan, what's going on? Say what's up. Introduce yourself.
What's up? My name is Frodan. I am a TFT content creator. I'm like the diaphone of TFT, maybe, kind of. No, more like the Deathy of TFT.
Diaphone is either you
do
of
very similar
TFT
stuff to them.
Or are they the you? Exactly.
Well, I'm the Deathy of fighting games, so I mean.
Okay, so I'm the diaphone of the Deathy of TFT. Deathy does like a bunch of tier list stuff, and he does a lot of coverage of tournaments. Like he's always doing like a watch party. I'm doing something similar for TFT. I just finished the TFT World Championships, for example, this past weekend. And the week before that was regional. So it was like Evo. It was like Sajam Slam into Evo, into regionals, into Worlds. So it's been a really busy couple weeks. I'm also about to head out to EWC because EWC TFT is I have to fly out tomorrow, so it's actually a really good time.
Oh shit! Okay.
Good timing on the podcast. So I was like, I'm in the middle of packing. My wife's trying to pack for me, but I told her that we'll just buy clothes in Paris, so it's all good. We don't have to pack too much.
Well, again, between that back-to-back busyness into the next thing, thank you for taking the time, just hitting the pocket in between there. Appreciate it.
For sure, anything for my boys, my specs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love fighting games. I actually play a lot of fighting games it's like my second most common game genre that I play. So I've always like attended fighting game tournaments. I started off playing one of my oldest fighting games that I played growing up that I really loved was like this underground Naruto 3D fighting games. Like it was like Naruto Tekken.
Oh,
called it's called GNT or like
Gekito Ninja Tyson. Yeah.
We played that in college.
Great Ninja
we
Story.
skipped our classes to play that on GameCube.
I fucking went hard showing off those games. Hell yeah.
yes. So that game, if you go back on YouTube, was my first ever FGC tournament. You can actually search it. From 15 years ago. It's like me playing.
Let's go.
Pools and stuff like that.
Cool.
So I entered those tournaments. I entered some Smash tournaments. And I always had attended Evo on the side while I was doing other stuff. Because people know me from Hearthstone. They know me from StarCraft and other games that I've done over the past 10 to 15 years. But I always went to Evo and fighting game tournaments. And I actually met my wife at Evo in 2019.
That's awesome.
Fighting games is a really special place in my heart. So even though it's not like my main squeeze, It's like my secret, like second passion. And I love playing fighting games. So I always sign up for the Sajam Slam. I actually won a Sajam Slam with Diaphone also, where we played Street Fighter.
Hell yeah.
In front of a Japanese crowd. That was actually one of my gaming highlights, like ever, like one of my favorite gaming moments, like ever. So yeah, I love fighting games. It's a really special genre to me. So I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Super sick. Thank you. Funny thing about the Gekto Ninja Taisen, the Naruto games. So part of the reason why those are so good is because like they were made by Aiding. And that company went on to make like help with Marvel 3 and with Tatsunoko versus Capcom and a bunch of other like solid fighters. Like Aiding has been in the background, you know, with major fighting games as well. So like the bones are all there. Sick. Hell yeah.
No, I actually make so much of that. I didn't know that. So that's actually hype.
Frodon, if you mind me asking, in case there are people, I'm going to take the bullet on this for being the out of touch old man. In case there are people in our audience, including me, who are looking at footage of TFT on your channel and going, I don't know what that is.
Teamfight Tactics.
What is
TFT?
Exactly.
So TFT, the best way I can describe it is if you can. I personally view it as like a tower defense meets fantasy sports. So a lot of times when you're playing like fantasy football, fantasy basketball, fantasy baseball, whatever sport you follow, you basically like take a roster and then you let them perform. And then based on their performance each week or each day or each game, you kind of make adjustments. And you combine that with like a tower defense element where like in tower defense, you have like a buy round. And then after the round starts, you play like balloons or Plants vs. Zombies, things like that. Units just come across your board and you have to like kill all the units and make sure you survive. It like combines both of those elements, where you're kind of managing the buy and battle round, and then you're managing like a roster, and your roster is like League of Legends champions. So
so you're managing a Counter-Strike team. Like in my heart,
exactly,
you're the coach of a Counter-Strike team. Okay, thank you.
Except it's League of Legends champions.
Got it. Okay,
and it's like battle royale. So it's like the last player whose roster can survive. So you're always playing like an 8-man bracket tournament. Every single time you queue up for 30 minutes, and then the last person standing after 30 minutes is the winner.
All right, thank you very much. You've helped me become less out of touch.
Yeah, I mainly know it as the other game that pops up on the friends list Riot launcher thing that I see people playing. You know, like when it's not 2XKO, I see TFT pop up a bunch. Yeah,
you gotta be careful, man, because it's like it takes forever to understand TFT. But then once you learn, you get hyper addicted. So I would be very careful dipping your toes into it unless you're prepared for your world to be absorbed by TFT, because it's got the one more game syndrome by like you're just going to keep queuing and queuing.
How long is your average game?
What's up?
How long is the average game?
30 minutes, but if you lose very quickly, not that I ever lose, but clearly, you know, for all the other people in chat, it's like 20 minutes if you lose.
Okay, no, that's totally reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as I have not played League of Legends. I don't have a whole lot of MOBA experience, and a lot of what I do know is I have this fear based on Pat over the years telling me about like when you get stuck in a game with somebody who decides to be toxic and awful or throw the match and you're stuck for 45 minutes. And I'm like, oh my God, fighting games where you are the winner, you decide how you win and lose, and it's over in 90 seconds or whatever. I can't believe you're locking an hour of my time away. That's insane.
Yeah. It's not like League of Legends at all. In fact, the reason why I think TFT took off is because it's very different. League of Legends is like team oriented. You get very frustrated. And then TFT is it's all about yourself. You're playing against 7 other players by yourself. You blame the luck of the game. You blame your own player skill. So there's a lot of like elements of fighting games that I think has crossover. One of my favorite things about TFT is that because it's like a game where there's a lot of probability and math and like luck and variance, people assume that it's not a lot of agency, and they think it's like the exact opposite spectrum of fighting games, because fighting games, everyone thinks that the better player like always wins in fighting games. That's the reputation that they have, which is not always true. I mean, look at the Evo top 8 for Street Fighter. I feel like that was like kind of crazy. But it's a really funny dynamic, because they're like, you play TFT and you also play fighting games. Like one's like all luck and one's all skill. But I think they're actually very closely related, even though people have a different assumption of it.
Yeah, not to mention that there's like there's a million variables and things that go into the results of like a big event like that, including like the seeding and just how somebody woke up that day. Like it's not a constant of the best player is always going to be the one that wins. I don't think anything works that way. Cool. Yo, Pat, why don't you say what's up and introduce yourself as well?
Oh, hey, I'm Pat from Castle Super Beast and also the Pat Stares At channel. I play a bunch of stuff, including like occasional fighting games, a lot of MMO content lately now that I've been adopted by a gang of VTubers. This is Caboose.
Oh, hello, Caboose.
He's doing his best, falling asleep. And lately,
boring, Caboose, huh?
What's that?
Caboose thinks we're boring.
No, Caboose falls asleep every time I pick him up because it's his favorite place in the world because he's a sweet guy.
Oh.
And as for lately, Christ, I've been playing a lot of 14, but that's because I got adopted by a bunch of VTubers. I played Pal World this week, which is... Well, have you hopped on 1.0 Pal World, any of you guys?
I have not. I just kind of was messing around. I started to make a second or third base with one of the betas, but haven't really been keeping an eye with what's going on with 1.0 and that.
I haven't played it in over 2 years, so I couldn't tell you what was new or what was different, but I can tell you that like the evil in my heart comes out the instant I start assigning like adorable animals to tasks. And like I just started to lose my temper and like scream at them for eating food that I didn't give them.
Okay.
And that they're not building fast enough.
Adorable animals or people, because you can also capture people in Pokeballs.
I forgot you could absorb people into Pokeballs.
It's psychotic.
Sorry, Pal Balls.
Sure.
Withstanding.
Legally distinct
yes.
Pokeballs, yes.
Okay.
I can't believe you can still throw the ball and catch them after all that lawsuit shit.
Yeah,
so
like that.
So is this kind of like today's day age Pikmin, a way of putting it? You do this, you do that. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?
Well, it's complicated because their personalities are more distinct, but also like I'm sending some cat pal out to mine rocks for long enough, and he got hungry and got sick, and instead of doing anything about that, I just replaced him and shamed him because he's a piece of shit, needs to work harder.
The game's trailer basically showed you making sweatshops with Pokemon in them, so they practically encourage it. It's it's unspoken, but it's overt.
So do you guys think they did that specifically because of the lawsuits?
No, that was there. That was the first thing. The absolute first thing they ever showed was like a bunch of little cute like Pokemon looking things in like a factory building like bullets for a sweatshop.
Yeah, they're building like machine guns on an assembly line. So
and like the very first farm upgrade you got is a plantation.
Right.
Like it is extraordinarily overt in like the fantasy of just kicking a bunch of pals into the dirt.
Shit is nuts. We're gonna come back around to the games and what's going on. Just doing the little intro round. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As for myself, hi, I am Woolie versus.
Pleased to meet you, Woolie.
Hello, nice to meet you.
How's it going,
Welcome.
man? Yeah,
what's up, dude? What's good?
Yeah.
I do podcasts. I do Let's Plays. I used to be part of the Best Friends group back in the day. And
that was a long time ago. Who even cares about that old stupid show?
I know, but surprisingly, the ones who show up on like the Spotify comments or on TikTok, they're like, "Oh my god, they're still alive! Holy shit, I haven't seen them."
Bro, I think the worst one by far is a guy showing up to your show or you're streaming, like, "Oh man, hey, I remember you. Whatever happened to you?" I'm like, "I've been working every day nonstop for like 15 years.
Where have you been?
No break at all.
Nothing stopped. It's been here the whole time." But in the meantime, though, yeah, like I've basically been doing Let's Plays of old classic stuff, whatever, random shit. Sometimes something new, but whatever strikes the fancy. And then I'll do fighting game stuff on the weekends with the show getting to fighting games as well. I used to be like a TO and do basically organize the Montreal FGC back in the days of Street Fighter 4 and the 09 days and such, and that's kind of like where my fighting game background was, and then kind of more or less parlayed that into dick jokes on YouTube and farting around in front of a microphone. and haven't looked back since. So awesome. All right, yo, Zane, what's good?
Hello. I am Zane FGC. That's kind of a couple of funny nicknames over the years between the Joker, the Cyborg, and of course, most recently, my nickname for some reason has been Diaphone. Not sure exactly where that started, but I've been called Diaphone a lot recently. It's really weird. Like you were. Before I was actually a pro bowler before getting into a lot
really?
Of
oh shit! Let's go.
Yep. Prior to the pandemic, I was getting into pro bowling a few tournaments. Most recently, before then, was the U.S. Open. That was a lot of fun. And then I got locked in. So then I was like, okay, time to start taking my online classes, and I'm doing nothing the rest of the day. Playing video games anyway, so let's start streaming. So that's kind of why I started doing this. Okay. Got into fighting games from League with a little game called Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah, let's go.
Hell yes.
And very quickly got into the whole playing the games full of the craziness, and typically playing the weird, bizarre, and very underplayed characters across the games I played between Dragon Ball FighterZ, Grand Blue Rising, and I hope to be doing the same potentially with, of course, Avatar and Marvel Tokon coming out soon. Where at least so far of the games I've played, I've been a top player, and I hope to continue to do so with those. I've got a YouTube channel as well. Some kind of again continuing on with the whole. I'm also Diaphone, apparently making guides, helping people learn either the game or specific characters. And yeah,
sick.
I appreciate you having me.
And if you head over to the leaderboards of any of those games and take a look, you'll probably see Zane's name somewhere up top there, just chilling.
Mm-hmm.
I am the definition of a net play warrior. Before I got into the whole competing thing, my first ever FGC tournament was until 2022. So technically, I've only been competing for around 4.5-ish years so far. My first ever offline. Like most people, when they go their first offline, it's like, I'm going to go to this local that's like 5 minutes from my house. No, right. my first offline was the U.S. regional finals in France.
Okay.
So
Jesus.
That was definitely something to say the least. It was a nice, small, easy introduction to the FGC as a whole.
Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, being goated in fighting games and all that, whatever. Yo, I have questions about bowling. Like, real talk. Because on this...
Yeah, that's actually crazy.
Yeah, that's super sick.
Yeah, so there's a joke with my family that I don't know how to not take things seriously. I was second team junior team USA volleyball. We got four. Unfortunately, my team got fourth at the Junior Olympics in my 14's year, losing to freaking Hawaii. That kind of sucked. Got into bowling, won 6 junior tour titles, and then got into entering some regionals and a few pro tournaments. And I played League of Legends for 11 years, peaking at Grandmaster. Add my boy Kenan into the game, former number 6 Kenan NA, so I would love to see him in the game.
Wow. Okay.
And clearly when I got into fighting games, nothing changed from that point, and just kept getting at it pretty much.
So, like, okay, I remember, like, for a long time having only bowled like with friends randomly at the whatever neighborhood spot type of thing. I have a very naive understanding of like the technical aspects of it, and right. I had always just kind of thought about it as like it would be like kind of like darts, or even say pool, where it is a trajectory calculation and your muscle memory can always deliver a consistent perfect result. But I believe, Pat, I think you were the one that explained to me that like the way that the lanes and the oiling of them are done make it so that there is a skill to detecting what's changing over time and compensating for it. Is this real? Is this complete bullshit?
That is 100% real. So that it goes a step further than that. On top of that, air conditions how hot the bowling alley is compared to because everything involving bowling involves the type of lanes, although most of it is synthetic now. It used to be wood, and things used to be a lot more complicated then, but not so much anymore. But it's primarily the oil that's on the lane. So like what you typically bowl on is what's known as a typical house shot, which basically just means that the further outside the lane you go, the less oil there is. So if you throw the ball with any kind of spin, the more outside it goes, the more it hooks. Basically, it means you miss right, the ball will hook more. And then if you miss left, the less it'll hook. So that makes things really simple. You miss left, it won't hook as much. You miss right, it'll hook more. It makes things really easy. With professional bowling, the ratio typically for the typical house shot is 1 to 5. So 5 being the most. That's basically how much more oil there is. The typical professional shot is typically like 1 to 2.5, 1 to 2, and then the biggest tournament, the U.S. Open, is 1 to 1, meaning the amount of oil from one side of the lane to the other is completely the same.
Wow.
So you have to focus on that. You have to focus on the length of the pattern. Patterns range between around 32 feet and 52 feet. Which is then the amount of feet between the start of the lane and the head pin is like 54 feet, and the entire lane itself is only 60. So you have to worry about that, the amount of oil, and then of course how much oil is taken off between bowling shots. Because of course you throw a ball down the lane, it picks up oil, and then when it picks up oil, certain spots get dried out. Some bowling balls pick up more oil than others. Some push the oil more. So one thing that's really popular right now in professional bowling is urethane, and those are really good at pushing the oil. So that means that, like, let's say on a 32-foot pattern, if everyone's playing the same part of the lane, that part of the lane, there's certain parts that might end up having like 36, 38 feet.
Okay.
While the parts to the left and right of it are still the same. Okay. So you have to also focus on who is playing what. And then you also take into account is how much spin the person has, because rev rates can also affect how much the ball changes. And then that's not even getting to the whole, this bowling ball is made to not hook. This one's made to hook a little bit. This one's made to hook really early. This one's made to hook late.
Guys,
there's a lot to it.
Learning frame data is easy. Like,
frame data is easy.
Holy shit!
Frame data is much easier compared to bowling balls, just because of the fact
I didn't know was that involved. That's crazy.
That's incredible. Yeah.
The benefit of fighting games is like if every, like, let's just take two scale for example. Everyone's jab is like either 6 or 7 frames, right? Sure. But if you take a bowling, like a mid-level bowling ball from every single company, this one might have a solid reactive. This one might be a hybrid. This one might be a pearl. There might be an asymmetrical core. There might be a symmetrical core.
Can you? And that's
just all mid-level stuff. Let alone high-end stuff. So there are different bowling balls for different lane types, different amounts of oil, that's et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Can you walk up to like a lane and just kind of go and call the manager over to be like, hey, yo, this shit is trash. What are you doing?
No, but you can definitely tell if the lane has not been oiled anytime soon when you throw the ball to the right, and then 2 feet later, it's in the left gutter.
Okay.
I have had that happen. I'm like, okay, this lane has not seen oil in a long time.
Okay. I promise you, I will have more bowling questions later. Like, this is super interesting.
By all means.
All right. Hey, yo, Gary, what's good, nigga?
Hello. I'm over here thinking about like bowling ball and shit, dude. I'm like, is there a tier list of like between the weighted balls? Like, oh man, I'll have some questions later too. But
who's the Ari of bowling balls?
Sure.
Ari of bowling balls, and most of the Ari of bowlers, more so than bowling balls.
Right. The guy who says
a lot of people have their preference on which company bowling balls they prefer.
The guy who says, "Who do you think you are?" I am. I'm gonna assume.
I quote that.
Fucking good. Yeah.
So he uses Storm bowling balls. That was from the 14 U.S. Open. I didn't get a chance to watch that in person. But I did in person though, and the video is still on YouTube. You can watch that same person glare at me on TV.
Wow.
Oh, really?
That was when I was 16 years old at the time.
Yo, Diaphone coming into the chat with the bowling ball tier lists as well. Oh my God.
I'm watching that later.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. And the dude on the thumbnail is like clasping his hands together, like getting ready to
Well, this
rank.
has 40,000 views. There's 40,000 people that are looking which bowling balls to get.
Holy shit. Damn. Okay.
That's awesome.
Everyone loves tier lists. It doesn't matter if you're a gamer or if you're a bowler. I'm sure somewhere someone's got. Oh yeah, these are the best basketballs where you can buy.
For sure.
Everyone loves tier lists no matter what. That's just how.
If the tier list internet had existed 30 years ago, I would have seen my dad deep diving for weeks and weeks about what fucking driver to get that would help his golf game.
Probably.
And it's like, you're not a good golfer. The driver's not going to help you. But no, Pat, look, I got the really big driver with the big head. I'm gonna get like 300 yards. Yeah, okay.
See, but now, just based on that thumbnail, I want to make like a kite tier list with me just like this, ranking kites and telling everybody about the different kinds. And when
okay, but Woolie, how would you rank a kite? Like, because is whimsy the most important part of the kite?
Whimsy is the most important part.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
How good is it at frolicking? Can you
Frolicking.
do you feel a joy in your heart when it soars? That's S tier. All right, we'll get to the technicals later. Okay, yo, Gary, Zyzx, like,
Hello.
What is up? What up? The intro, please.
My name is ZYZX _ aka Zyzx, aka Zyzx. I've been called Zyzx. I've been Zyzx.
Zizzy.
I call it Zyz. Like, there's a lot of ways I've been called, but you can just call me Gary. I've been streaming for about 20 years, actually. I started on Justin
20?
TV. Yes. Yeah, I was on ground floor Justin TV before people were getting paid to play video
Let's
games.
go.
Where people were streaming like MXC, like they were streaming just whole ass TV shows. Like, I started way back when. Just kept doing it as a hobby, and then kind of led into me going to fighting game stuff. I started in Smash for fighting games first. My first real foray into pro games were COD. Actually, I was a COD head. I did game battles for What at War. I think our team was top like 50, I think, or something like that. We were gonna go pro, but my team lead was like, "I'm too high. I can't go to the meet." So we just did.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ,
I was like
dude.
15. I was like 14,
amazing.
15 at the time. So I was like, all right, well, I mean, that guy was kind of my ticket, so I guess we're not going. Then after that, I got into Marvel 2. I was like, ooh, this game's kind of cool. It's kind of neat. Okay. Like, I like this a lot. I sucked, but I liked it a lot.
Arcades?
No. What's the word? Backbone? It was the 360 version.
Okay,
of Marvel
the port.
2.
Yeah.
Right.
The port. Yeah, so I didn't start going to arcades until like, I don't know, until I was like 24, I think. 32 now. But did that, played Marvel 2 online for a while. Played Third Strike. That's when I really got serious about it. My friend Gog was the best Alex on PS3, just period, just straight out. So, like, having to beat him, like, I really understood, like, frame data, frame traps, like, all that, all the normal FGC lingo stuff. Like, that's where I really started. And then I played a little game called Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And that's where, like, the content side, like, really started. Like, started doing commentary. Met my friend, Lythero through Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That little story went as, at the time, my friend IR Justice, he was looking for a team. He was like, I want to play Phoenix Wright, but his character is fucking ass. What do I do? I'm like, okay, let me look at the character select real quick. Okay, we're going to pick Phoenix Wright. All right, obviously, because we want to play the character. Let's see, we need like a get off me assist, but we don't want to use a DP. We want something like weird. Let's pick Cap, Charging Star. Apparently just autocorrects if you cross it up. So he'll chase you down. Like, it's a good like tech chase assist. And then Doctor Strange, because of the orb. So basically, we give Maya an extra 200k health, so it's really, really cheap. So trained him a while, made a whole team, beat Lee when he showed up, or Lee or Light Thero. He's like, how do you know how to fight against Phoenix Wright? That was his whole gimmick at the time. I was like, I specifically made a team to beat Phoenix Wright. He's like, oh, okay, well, fuck. And then from that point on, I just bunch of content stuff. Me and Lee and Javi started doing shenanigans, and well, here I am right now. Woolie, I need to ask you something.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember a couple, I think it was around 2016, 2017 Evo. Mm-hmm. Do you remember, it may be 2018, I don't exactly remember the time. Do you remember a black person walking up to you and be like, hey, Woolie, I'm a big fan. You my nigga, bro. Just I want to let you know that. Do you remember this?
That has happened multiple times, so I'm not 100 on that specific.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. The one time I walked up to you, look kind of mad. I don't know if you just lost a match, you're retired.
Oh no, he looks like that when people come up to him. That's just the way he looks.
So if you go ahead.
Oh, well, so at the time I was like, I was a really big fan of the Super Best Friends at the time.
Oh hell, thank you.
A matter of fact, all three of you were the reason why I even started like content in general.
Yo, get the fuck out! Seriously?
Dead ass. I'm not even joking.
Did this not come up during the slam?
I specifically did not bring it up. I specifically didn't bring it up.
What?
To be fair, I said the same thing to Zyzx at Evo. I was like a big fan of you, but I've been watching you since long before I started competing. Was not going to say that during the slam though.
Same energy.
Okay.
Same energy.
That's
literally same energy.
Yeah. Like, all right. Cool. No, and I'm not bringing up the fact that like again I have multiple diaphone tutorials downloaded in my fucking YouTube history. It's like I'm not bringing that up. It's fine. Don't worry about it. That's pretty sick. Yo, thank you.
Yeah. So the whole reason, like all you guys like watched you when I was like. When I was a kid, I have to say, like 17. Yeah, okay. I know. I don't like hearing it either. Okay, I've heard it multiple times before. Like I've been watching it since I was in high school, and it just like reverbs in my head. I'm like, I'm getting fucking old. I'm gonna turn to dust and like hopefully 50 to 60 years from now. Like,
all right. So then, so it was a lock from the jump then, straight up.
Yeah.
I mean, chances are, if you ran into me at Evo and said what's up, yeah, you could have definitely caught me walking out of a pools that I drowned in. You know what I mean? There's been definitely moments of people coming to say what's up, and I'm like, oh god damn it, just let me hate myself for a couple more minutes. But what's up? Hey, how's it going? And you might see me just like I'm smiling, and I'll take the picture, but I'm just in my brain thinking
not
about
in his eyes. His eyes are off in the distance.
Why did I tech? Why did I go for the tech? I got on the plane. I flew all the way from Canada to Vegas, and I tried to tech the throw, and I got my ship blown up, and now I got to get back on the plane. Why? You know? So
I could tell at the time, but I was like clearly something's off, and it's okay. I'm all right with it. But I was like, I gotta tell him. I was like, I gotta bring it up. I'm not doing it during the fucking Sajam Slam. I'm not doing that. But definitely during the podcast, I'm like, yeah, this will be.
That was smart. That would have put a lot of pressure. It's like, Woolie, you're his hero. You gotta, you can't let him down.
Didn't say that, bro. But either way.
As Zyzx, the hard justice just said, and it was at that moment Zyzx decided he'd make it his life's goal to carry you in a video game and lighten your mood.
You did such a great job.
Yeah,
you really feel like a big man.
I mean, like, to be perfectly honest, like, you guys fucking did ridiculously insane. I played out of your minds the whole way through. We've been over this. We've covered it, but like it was insane how much you guys went in, and like even with Deathy just talking about like the amount of matches you had in the first 10 days of ever playing the game.
Amount.
That's so nuts. Amount. That does not happen. You know.
I have to say, I was in this strange. Was that sorry?
I said I definitely went grind mode.
Mm-hmm. I was in this. strange position where I saw Woolie and you guys were all so strong. You were all crazy, scary strong. But I know Woolie the best. And I'm like, Woolie's actually better than what he's doing right now. So even if I lose and you guys all win, I can just hold over Woolie. I'm like, oh, well, you know, your team is so good. But then you got way better on the last day.
No, he locked in. No, bro, locked in.
And I couldn't hold that over you. It was bullshit.
Oh, well, no. That being said, I mean, I do know that having played like a billion years with you and stuff, dude, like all the fundamentals of the shit that you've got in there, especially now that you're willing to lab, now that you're willing to jump in, you know, when you've got people to not disappoint, that's a good as reason as any, right? It's like, it's the...
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. I'm saying...
No, I'm not fucking willing to lab.
No, but it's that anime shit. When you know, when you're like, I've got someone to protect now, right? Like when the protagonist says that shit, you're like, okay, I have a team that I want to not like, I want to support and I don't want to disappoint. So let's go in and start checking out some combos in the lab. And I'm like, yes, that's a good reason to do so. You know, anyway.
That wasn't the reason.
Oh.
The reason is that there was cash on the line, man. Money. You fucking crazy?
But Pablo's like, our team did not sweep all the extra things, so we're not getting as much. We gotta win this shit because we need our money.
There's dollars on the table. Yeah, I'll practice. Fuck that.
You know,
Real shit.
Fair.
And then there's Deathy, who in 10 days has probably played more games of 2SKO than some people have who've been playing since the game launched.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And just, yo, Frodan, your Senna, like doing shit with the brand new character. Everyone went the Thresh way, and then you went with Senna and were absolutely fucking mopping up. It was incredible.
Oh, thanks. It was funny because I didn't think I was gonna play Senna because when I actually played in a previous slam, and I played Warwick. So, but the thing is, I was a Warwick player as well. It did not go well though. Last time, we were dead last in the group stages. I mean, I think Diaphone played in that slam too. And I was on Team Void with Dabuzz, Void, Raditz, and Boger. And I think we won 3 matches the entirety of group stage. I think we went like 3 and like however many games there were. There was like 45 games, something like that. We were so bad. So we were like dead last. And the main reason why, and Diaphone can talk about it too, the last slam was the Teemo launch patch, and it was absolutely miserable. Teemo was the most broken character in the game by far, and every team had Teemo. Some teams even had multiple Teemos. And they had to take turns swapping off. Like, oh, in this match,
that was my team.
Teemo, and then this match you played Teemo.
Me and Shumi both played Teemo, so we had to pick who was going to be Teemo in whatever match we were going to play.
It was so bad. It was so bad. And then every match was just hot stuff, right? Like there's firing slingshots and camping, and every match timed out. It was so miserable.
It was awesome. It was incredible. It was fantastic.
Warwick struggles against Teemo, unless you're Gary. Warwick struggles against Teemo. Like good Teemos, and I was new, right? I was like I hadn't even played my single placement match prior to signing up for the slam, and they put me in C2, and I was going up against Teemos, and I was getting completely smashed. So I said, this event, I have to, no matter what, I have to play a character that's good against Teemo. And I really liked Thresh, but too many people were playing Thresh, and I played some Senna, and it was not looking good at first. I think my matches with Deathy were going pretty bad. But Diaphone said, don't worry, no matter what you do, you got to lock in. And I said, you know what? I think Senna's a really sick character. And also, I think Wraith form is just super nasty. So I said, you know, I'm going to lock in Senna and really put in the work. And I'm glad that my coach, Diaphone, believed in me. And also, Zane helped lab out all the tech because he actually spent an afternoon with Senna. So from there, the rest was history.
Hell yeah, good shit.
All I did was tell you to spam back assist twice and S1 with Wraith form. And I got you halfway there. It works. So. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So I guess just like moving on from that, like how was your Evo for those of you who went that got to make it out? How'd that go?
Well, let's start with a different thing. Who went to Evo?
I mean, I think me, Zane, and Zyzx, because I actually saw Zyzx at Evo, and I'm like, oh shit, what up? And we talked. It was cool seeing each other IRL, and I was like, we gotta get an Evo photo. And then Zane was walking around, but Zane was busy. We never got to have everyone together.
Yeah, no one, like, I was hanging out at Resort World every like day after Evo. Like, so I was like, if they show up, it's drink and picture time. But I was there. I got.
Thanks for the invite, by the way.
Okay. I
just randomly show up. Like,
I just assumed everyone knew Resort World was like the spot because like every time I showed up, it was just hella niggas just like lined up for drinks. Like we're paying for like $25 drinks, like and shit. Like
that's
let me be real. Like
that's where you find Japanese players just like fucking down in bottles as well.
It was true. No, it was true. Like people were sitting down, like paying for whole bottles. Like, look, next year, like, what if we don't go to Resort World? We just go to a normal bar, pay for like $6 drinks, $5 drinks. So like, you know, if all of Spectres are there. I'm just saying that'd be kind of chill, like, or just show up in Vegas in general. Like Vegas,
yeah. Well, you're in Vegas in general, exactly. Like, yeah,
you're
literally right. You're right there.
Yeah, I'm a Vegas boy, so like, just any time of the year besides summer, because summer is ass. Any other season's fantastic in Vegas. Like, you should roll up for sure.
Okay.
I got to meet Zyzx and our Justice. So they watched some of my games when I was playing on stream, and then Diaphone was sitting on the couch on the last day. And his chat told me to sit down in the front row and stare at the camera, so I sat down in front row and stared at the camera until K7 pointed it out. Typhon was like, "Zane, what's Zane?" Look at Zane in the camera. Oh, I think I just scared Typhon in his own stream.
Yeah. Good time. But no, overall, I think the fact that they went right into revealing Lux and Samira, that's pretty sick for Thresh and Senna just dropping. Like, it feels like the momentum of like, okay, we're filling out this roster. We want to hit 20 characters or so as soon as possible. That, like, I was not expecting the next two right away. That was pretty smart.
They're farther away though, right? Like, one of them is like full trailer in fall, which means she's definitely much further away.
Yeah, we kind of figure as much though, because I think about it, like Senna and Thresh at this point have been out for what, 5 weeks, something like that. And we're talking about there's 2 more characters left for this year. When they revealed them both with Lux and Samira. So if we think about it, there's another 5 months or so left of the year. So I'm assuming that we're probably going to get, my guess is we're going to get Lux probably end of August to around earliest September. And then Samira is probably going to be late November to early December would be my rough guess, at least. Of course, knowing Riot, Lux is going to come out the week before Evo France or something like that. That just seems like what they keep doing. They seem to love releasing giant patches or new characters right before their major events.
I see.
Well, it is exciting.
Yeah.
Not for the players. Everyone else.
But there are only so many players compared to how many viewers, right?
I saw like his tweet by Leffen like right beforehand, and he was kind of like very unhappy about
Leffen was unhappy.
Yeah, right.
Wow,
it's quite out of character for him. But
I was going to say, if you don't know Leffen, his default emotion is unhappy. So
yeah. But I was like surprised because I feel like a lot of I guess I was surprised because I thought people would be really excited, but it turns out like I'm not sure. Is the sentiment amongst pros like they don't want that kind of stuff before tournaments? Like they're not happy that Thresh and Senna dropped.
So we're okay. So I think I can't speak for every top player. Of course, I can only speak for myself. But for the most part, we're okay with like new characters coming out. But the fact that a new character comes out a week and a half, 2 weeks before a big tournament, and normally these characters come with balance changes. So put the two of them on top of each other, we might potentially have to either, oh crap, my character just got hella nerfed, and I have to learn a new character or a new team in 2 weeks. Oh, at the same time, if Senna and Thresh, if either of them end up being good, if someone picks them up, I have to learn how to fight against what they do and fight against them in 2 weeks. And depending on how far you're flying, you might have even less time than that because you might be flying a week before to get used to the massive time zone change.
I think I remember that Leffen traveled to a Riot office to try out some new characters, but the flight time was so long that by the time he got home, the characters were out. Like he didn't gain anything by going all the way out there.
There was a whole thing. There was a whole thing for a while of. I'm not sure how many of you guys saw the whole ban the testers thing that went around for a little while. Basically, a bunch of 2XKO pros. I wish I was one of them. Got invited out to Riot HQ, try some of the new stuff, as well as they got a teaser of what like the nerfs and buffs were going to be for the upcoming patch. Mm-hmm. So there was a massive thing going around. Ban the testers. They have an unfair advantage. They're trying to diaphones, so that's all for ban. They get too much advantage. Super knew that the nerfs were coming. That's why he changed teams. They got to see Caitlyn early, so they got to know. So they knew exactly what was going on. They should not be allowed to play. And Leftfin's counterpoint was that yes, they got to do that, but if you count in the fact that some of them were flying out days before it actually happened, and then they only got to spend like a couple hours or however much time, or an hour, or however much time it was on the new stuff. That if anything, they technically got negative time because of the fact that they got to see all the new stuff early, but they lost out on a lot of practice. They didn't really get to learn anything crazy. And the only advantage that I ever really saw pretty much was the fact that Supernoon changed teams like 2 weeks in advance because of it. That was like the only thing I saw from it.
I feel like I definitely understand the having the lack of prep time sucks, and that feeling being a negative, going into like a big event and stuff. But there's definitely that part of me that's like, man, like as insane as Teamfight was, it does suck that it just goes to stop. It just stops existing immediately, and that's the kind of thing where I'm looking at it like. I wish that it didn't get like nerfed into oblivion personally. Yeah, I'm someone who's like, I wish that there was a thing here to make it be, still part of the equation and something interesting and new to the game, but just not like it's too much, and now it's just gone and it's not talked about. Well,
let's see them finally nerf freestyle from the absolute unmitigated best style in the game before like we buff up some of the other ones, because like if they all get toned down to some point of reasonableness, then okay, fine. But I was playing Double Down, I was playing 2x Assist because I don't have the brain for freestyle, and then I switched to freestyle. Even though I don't fully understand freestyle, it's better. I was better with it right away. It was like kind of frustrating. I actually don't like it in its core concept.
You force your opponent to react to more things and to like they have to be.
Yeah, but I have to think of more things. I don't want to do that. I want to brain dead my way through the fucking match.
Yeah, well, if you want to think about it this way, like what's the most broken thing in 2SKO? Active tag. What does freestyle let you do? Active tag twice. It's It's just a given that doing so is just going to make it be the best option, because
the other thing I'm curious about to see is just like, okay, so are we going to get this type of like the Thresh power drop where you're like, okay, this character comes in and just dominates? Is there going to be something like that where is Lux going to come in and dominate, and then Samira as well? Like merely the fact, seeing that tweet where I forgot who wrote it, but it was just like, Marlon Pie, tell me that you're designing Samira and my life is yours, and Marlon Pie's like,
I'm a big fan of the new character being really good. I remember when Street Fighter V Alex came out and he was fine, and I was like, oh man, come on, why couldn't it?
No, dude, Yun in fucking Arcade Edition, man, going.
No, I said good. I didn't say like that.
And then they buffed him.
Yeah, he needed it, Gary.
He had it. He had trouble getting in on the opponent.
Yeah,
so they buffed him. Like,
so I mean, just anyway, this was for anyone who doesn't know, just like contextually, they added Yun to Street Fighter 4, and it's a character that had everything that all the best characters in the game had, and I think the best encapsulation in like a fighting game context of like a term that's been used recently is car crash neutral. This character has a giant...
Love car crash neutral.
Yeah. I never heard of that. Wait, I never heard of that.
It was part of the discourse online. And Yun had a move where he lunges across the screen. It was an EX lunge punch. So you spent meter. And it was not only safe, he was plus. It was his advantage if you blocked it.
Yep.
And if he landed it, he could go straight into his ultra. So there was just no downside to just throwing it out, and it's an unreactable like speed that it flies at you at, and you're like, well, why are we even playing the game at this point? What are we doing here? You know.
Well, you're playing the game so that the young player can have a great day.
Well, yes. Yeah. And they also, and again, and that was I feel like that might have been the moment where Capcom was kind of like, if you sell them the thing that they win with, they will buy the winning character. Like, this is like, you know, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering style philosophy to it, you know? Anyway, I'm the fact that Samira is going to be a like Dante style character in the game is already like super sick and cool. I'm just wondering if it's going to be a massive every time a new character gets added, they get added to the top of the stack is what I'm wondering we're going to be seeing here. You know?
I'm so fucking scared. I'm so scared. Like
that they could probably say with when it comes to Deadlock what their new characters are, but at least so far like fighting games, there definitely is that. More people tend to focus on that than the other way around, of course, because no one remembers the characters that arrived into the game and did absolutely nothing, but everyone always remembers the characters that came into the game and destroyed everyone. Dragon Ball FighterZ, GT Goku, and Labco 21, for example. Tekken, Tekken 7, it was Leroy. Right. Luke in Street Fighter V. So everyone always remembers those characters. But if we remember in 2SKO so far, Caitlyn came out and she was terrible. Senna came out right now, and unless you're Frodan, most people all say that she's pretty bad. That she's one of the worst in the game. That she's one of the worst in the game right now.
Picking Senna and no one else having picked Senna made you a lot scarier than I think you would have otherwise. Because you were like, I'd be doing my the matches through, and it's like, oh fuck, it's the only Senna I've played in a week is the one I have to beat. I don't know what the fuck any of this does.
Deathy.
So basically all his game. Sorry, real quick. Sorry, Deathy. It was just basically his game that Lux and Samira could come out and they could end up being completely busted. I think Samira's probably got a high likelihood of that just because of the fact that so many people are hyped for it, so they're probably going to make sure that she's good, because if she's bad, people are going to get pissed off. But you never really know, because the character could come out and be Senna, or the character can come out and be Thresh, and we're literally seeing that right now because they came out at the same time and they're so different.
Yeah, a new character that's half cooked does feel bad. I'm curious, in Deadlock, do new releases tend to come out and just head straight to the top?
I mean, it's not just really a Deadlock thing, it's more of a MOBA thing. I'm actually kind of surprised that you guys are saying that in fighting games, like there's plenty of times where new characters aren't really that good. Because in MOBAs, new characters tend to be like OP. Like almost always a new character releases and they're usually just like completely broken. There are exceptions to this, but it also just makes sense so obviously with MOBAs, patches tend to be more frequent than fighting games. So like if a character is completely broken, like Deadlock is in development right now, and so they've released the last 2 batches have been 6 characters at once dropping. Yep. So just think about that, right? Like the game has 38 heroes now, but like 6 months ago the game had 32 heroes. So you go from 32 to 38, you're adding essentially like 20% more heroes in one patch. Obviously, it's going to be a complete, shit show. But also, like, when you're adding a new character to a game, you want people to play the character. And when the character is new in any type of game, whether it's fighting games, whether it's MOBAs, whether it's shooters, whatever it is, people are going to be bad at the character if it's new, right? And so the character being kind of like on the stronger side is usually a safe bet from a developer perspective, because like, okay, people are not going to be very good at him. You want people to play the new character so that you can see kind of how it fits in the game. But obviously for that to work, you have to be willing to balance the character quickly if it's too strong. Which MOBAs usually do. Like, for example, Deadlock will release a character, and the day later, they'll already nerf them, like, within a day.
Yeah, so that's the thing is,
stuff happens.
With fighting games, like, I guess, like, too many patches too quickly without letting things settle tend to elicit, like, a negative response from most of the players, Like, people do want to have that time for the dust to settle. Because we're also talking about coming from arcades where a release would drop and then, like, in some cases they'd update it in a year's time or two, but in other cases it would just sit there for a decade and you're like, that's the version, that's the game. ST is ST,
Yeah. I have a couple thoughts on this, by the way. I think there's 2 big differences. One, Deadlock's not for console, right?
No.
No.
Correct.
Yeah. So my understanding is like pushing patches to console takes some time. So it's really hard to do like those really quick adjustments you'd see in like PC only games. And also fighting game characters are like way hard to solve. Like it actually blows my mind that you say you can patch a character a day after they come out because they're really OP. Because in fighting games, like you can have like the most broke character, like Mai, for example, in Street Fighter 6. You guys all know Mai's like ridiculous. She still is ridiculous, even though she's gotten nerfed. When that character first came out, a lot of people thought she was bad. And it took like actually like a good amount of time, maybe like a month before people started to realize like, okay, this character is like actually really good. So I think it's like a combination of just patches take longer because they're cross system, and then it's harder to solve a fighting game character for whatever reason.
Would fighting games
there's some characters that are hard to solve. Sorry about that, Pat, but like
no worries.
There's been a history of like certain characters that, like, for example, they're OP when they're released, but when they're released, people think they're bad. In MOBAs as well, like in Deadlock, an example for those of you that know Deadlock would be Doorman. Or Doorman on release, he was like really kind of OP, but people didn't even like consider all the things that you could do because he's a very high skill cap character. Whereas like a very like easy character, like if you release a very easy character that's very strong, then those are usually the ones that get nerfed right away. But I think that some of that happens, and like you're right that in fighting games, I mean, one of the examples from non-fighting games is like Counter-Strike, right? For those of you that know the Counter-Strike scene, there was what was that gun called? Was it the AUG or something? Like there was a gun that was like basically broken for like 8 years plus, and then eventually people were like, wait, like, and it was kind of like nobody bought this gun, and then eventually people started buying it. It's like, oh wait, this is actually OP. So sometimes things take years, but also sometimes it takes one day.
You're going to say, Pat?
Would fighting games be better served by allowing your opponent to ban a character of their choice?
Oh, like Smash banning stages?
No, like MOBAs. I don't want to deal with
character bans. Oh, man.
I thought 2XKL was going to do that. It's like, okay, League of Legends, like, right? And then you go from, MOBA to fighting game. It's like, bro, I don't want to fight Thresh. Ban that motherfucker, bro. Get him out of here.
As somebody who, like, I take one character, I stay as a specialist on that, and I just main them the whole time through. That would be a nightmare. I would hate that. I play characters... because I really enjoy them, and like taking away that fun in this type of genre, at least, that would drive me crazy. I'd fucking hate it so much.
And just saying, as someone who played League for 11 years, I could learn how to play 10 champions before I completely master one champion in 2SKO. So it's not like this champion is really easy. So just go ahead and pick up this third champion, learn all the synergies with either of the other champions you're already playing, but get ready with the fuse, with the tags, with the mix of do all that, because any of them could get banned. Then the other person has to do that as well, and then it's just going to get. It's just not as easy to pick up with fighting games compared to something like a MOBA where you only have like 4 moves and something like auto attacks.
Frodan, how's your experience been with TFT and like this type and this type of thing, introducing new characters and where they land and it's like how strong they are on release?
Yeah, TFT is kind of crazy because it's every few months they do a new set, and it would be the equivalent of like, let's say 2XKO or Tokon or whatever, bring back maybe 2 or 3 of the same fighting game characters, but then they bring back an entire new roster, and they have different abilities and different things. TFT reinvents itself every 3 to 4 months.
The game's
like really cool.
The game's fundamental shared rules.
The game's core mechanics stay the same, but so imagine 2SKO. So like imagine the 10 original characters. Imagine basically those characters all poof and 10 new ones take their place.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
And you were saying,
so it's like learning a new game every single 4 months. That's what makes it really. And then they also balance patch every 2 weeks. Like one thing that's really interesting about the culture around fighting games is that they don't bounce patch very often. And if they do bounce patch, it's like one of those things where they complain about it a lot because it changes too much. So it's really fascinating that like the culture around fighting games, but Riot wants to balance patch pretty often, but then instead of figuring out how to beat a character or a matchup, they like complain about it and they want a balance patch. So versus like in the past, I'm used to fighting games that just don't patch forever. Like I look at Capcom and Street Fighter, they like it's like the same patch for like How long now, Diaphone? How long has Street Fighter been the same meta?
Oh God, too long.
Yeah,
I mean, it's very similar to even just season 1. Like, if you just think about all the changes, like compared to other games like 2XKO that have nerfed like Echo and Yasuo like 10 times, like even like JP's barely changed. Like it's like the equivalent of like 1 2XKO patch.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, so it's really different.
Okay.
Oh no! I'd say it's like a completely different experience, but that's why I appreciate fighting games, because I feel like sometimes I can learn a character, pick it, and then I put it down for like a few months and come back, and it feels like I still got some of that muscle memory. Just need to do a couple warm up laps.
But like you talking,
like I've been playing Grappler since 1991, so
that's
like
it. At the end of the day. Yeah. At the
end of the day, like I'm gonna get close. I'm gonna do the fucking command grab and fucking whatever.
And then you're gonna touch your nose when you land it.
Yeah, I would stop pointing that out, please.
I wish I was like that. I wish I was like I played the big grappler character. So when this new game comes out, I just look for the big grappler player, and that's who I play. I wish I
then turn your brain right the fuck off.
I
wish I had that.
I mean, so yeah, like Frodon, when you mentioned like every 2 weeks as like being the norm there, or like Diaphone, your example of like it literally being something that gets patched the next day depending on the genre. I guess the player expectation for how often a game is going to get touched is like you can directly kind of calculate how upset they'll be and the frequency. And I imagine that Riot is probably going, okay, we know that the FGC is used to this type of frequency, but they're used to a more frequent one. They're used to Riot is used to updating things more often. I would imagine in this case they're kind of going, if the anger outweighs, the benefits of letting it rock, then we'll just snuff it out faster. So Teamfight, as an example, that was a very fast, just kill it, it's done, because people were super upset across the board, and it was a very, very vocal thing compared to like some of the other like issues that people complain about, where it's like people are mad, but they're not like, I'm boycotting the game until this gets fixed mad, you know?
Yeah, I also think that like 2SK is like really in a unique position because they are a fighting game, and fighting games are pretty niche, and they had laid off a bunch of staff right at the launch of the game, and that kind of created a lot of lack of confidence from like the outsider's perspective.
For sure.
But Riot also has like this giant ego. I'm a full-time Riot Games prisoner. That's like the joke amongst my stream that I play all the Riot games. But it's interesting with like 2XK in particular, because they're so used to like commercial wide success at like an industry wide level that I wonder like if they even can nerf Ari, because Ari is like clearly one of the big gooner baits. Like they're selling pool party skins,
costumes,
and then they're like, oh my God, it's not doing great. Let's sell a second Ari skin, right? Let's a third Ari skin. And they're like, fuck it. Let's just put Caitlyn half naked as well and do a second variation for her. And so it's like, can they even nerf these characters, man? Because it's bad for business.
Yeah, I mean,
they can only nerf that character once they put a larger target for gooning.
Lux is coming.
It's all right. Lux is coming. She'll sell the skin so Ari can be nerfed.
God. Yeah, no, it is absolutely tied to it. Like the cosmetic sellers and all that super matter, especially when you're a free to play business model. Like there's no question here. And this is it's not the first free-to-play fighting game, but it's the first, like, I feel like sort of serious attempt in a way.
I'd say that's the first one that actually matters.
Because, before this, you have, like, Tekken Revolution, which, okay, sure. Multiversus, okay, sure. And...
there was Killer Instinct,
and KI, and there was a paid mode, but it had a free mode, and Grand Blue also has a free mode and a paid mode. So they didn't have to rely on the free to play economy as much. It was a secondary feature of their game, whereas 2X is like, this is the only thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Interesting. Yeah. Personally, for me, I coming from that arcade era of just like, yeah, look, Chun-Li is never going to get touched in Third Strike, so just fucking deal with it. Like, this is your life. Accept it. If you want to continue playing this game, learn to realize that, you're going to get crouching medium kicked into fucking your ass getting blown up. It is what it is. But I would not mind, like, the patch that comes alongside the new character for me feels like a decent frequency. I don't know that I personally like it being touched like every month or so. I know that like again, I'm not too sure about like with Mortal Kombat, but like the few people I knew that were kind of into that were kind of describing how most of the top players in MK were just like super mad that the game would never settle. They'd never let it sit. They'd go a couple weeks and they'd touch it again. And again, in a fighting game's case, it takes a lot longer to crack open, and solve these characters. So
I'm going to take a slightly different path on this. Personally, like I am not a pro, right, fighting game player. I am a casual fighting game player who is okay sometimes, right? So bear that in mind with this opinion. But my primary baby is like FF14, and there's nothing more frustrating than when the expansion comes out and they've reworked your job to be shit or something that you really don't enjoy, and it's a patch that you're like unhappy with, and you get to the interview portion of whenever the next time they run into the devs and you're like, hey, are you gonna fix this? And they're like, maybe in like 2.5 years.
Years?
Yeah, and you're like, what the fuck, man?
Years?
Yeah, years. They're like, well, we don't have the resources allocated for a full rework of that job within the current timeline of the expansion. So maybe, and then if you complain hard enough, you'll get like emergency buffs.
Yeah, no,
but that's all metrics based. That's all like, people have dropped these classes. People don't play them anymore, and it's like, fuck.
That's a PVE. It's too slow. That's a PVE experience. That shit's crazy. There's no reason for that. Yeah. Right. It's not competitive.
Well, it's a PVE cooperative experience. So and you're having to deal with the social ramifications of being that job that maybe you don't like to play anymore. But it's the one you have leveled and geared, and it's a whole different society.
Right.
But like. I would rather have too many changes than not enough changes. Right? Because sitting around knowing like, there's going to be a Street Fighter balance patch. I hope they change the thing. JP, fucking whatever. I don't even care anymore. Like fucking JP. Still.
I think the genre is ultimately what determines that. Because what you're describing when your expectation is you're logging on with friends to go, play together and such. There's that taking forever sucks. And as you said, you're already invested experience wise and everything with your characters that have been built up. It's a different thing versus like adjusting the rules on the chessboard,
I can maybe touch on this in a little bit from other genres I've played. Please. So I've like 2,000 hours on Path of Exile as well, and one thing that you're describing, Matt, is I'm a bit of a tryhard. I like the tryhard games, but
no, it's like I have some experience in Path of Exile. It's like, I feel where you're going. I have it. Okay.
So what you're describing is at the end of the day, when you're playing like a PvE game and you are invested in like something, they can't really balance it very often, right? Because like otherwise it leads to a ton of frustration. Like if you're playing a PoE league and you have your build and you got your character to like level 95 and then they just nerf your skill, it's like, okay, well, what did I just spend 100 hours like gearing up my character for? So obviously they can't do like balance in the league. They have to do it in between leagues, which makes it so, okay, big balance patches happen every league, which is going to be every 3 to 4 months. And in fighting games, kind of similarly, you've got most people have a main, okay? Like they've got their character that they play, and that's who they stick with no matter what, right? Like I was playing Darius, and like even if Darius got buffed or nerfed, I probably would have kept playing Darius. Whereas in other genres, that's not really the case. Like for example, in MOBAs, people sometimes there'll be one tricks that just play one character, right? And people have like kind of a comfort pool, but most people kind of like Zane said earlier, like they'll rotate between different characters. And in Teamfight Tactics, every single game you change the like composition that you're going to play, right? You adapt to whatever is necessary. So even if TFT changes everything, the game mechanics are still the same, so it's not a big deal. And in MOBAs, one of your characters got nerfed, the other one got buffed. You're kind of still chilling. So I feel like the culture of balance changes is basically dependent on like how players approach those games. And I feel like for fighting games, it's one of those things where it's just like, you just gotta kind of deal with it. And I kind of appreciate that kind of more old school thing, because it's true that back in the day, like when we played games, like, you played, you played a Smash on your GameCube, like that game was not getting patched.
That's it.
Like,
no, you were dealing
the game
with
is the game is the game.
Deal with it. And in a way, part of me kind of misses that. Of course, we have a lot of things that are we have it better in many ways with regular patches keeping games fresh and allowing us to spend thousands and thousands of hours in a game without getting bored, which was harder to do back then. But it's kind of cool to just be like, hey, here's a problem in front of you. You can have 10 years to fix it, to solve it. And like we saw even with Smash, even without patches or anything, like over the 10, 15 years lifespan, and even with fighting games, just the same, right? Like the meta evolves even with no patches over years, right?
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel, I guess I just kind of, one of the things that it comes down to, because as you're describing having a genre where you're used to playing multiple characters and such, I also feel the moments where I'm like, there are times where I like a character, I'm playing as a character more than I like the game itself, and it's almost like I would rather drop this than switch. I'm not huge on Tekken. I don't play a ton, but I fucking love Steve Fox. And I love playing Steve Fox more than I love the entire game of Tekken, So that's like where if you whatever he's gonna go through, whatever you're adjusting, okay, I got to deal with it. But if I were forced to go and play another character or so, I'm like, well, I don't really even want to play that much anymore,
Yeah, that was honestly me with Granblue. Like I've been playing Grimnir pretty much for almost the entirety of the time the game's been out. And every time a new character comes out, I'm like, oh, this character looks cool. Maybe I'll try them. I try them, like, not as good. And so I just kept playing Grimnir, and then eventually at last year's Evo, they nerfed him. I don't want to say really hard, but they changed him fundamentally, I guess, in a matter of speaking.
Okay.
He used to be very combo heavy, corner to corner combos into crazy Oki. That was his thing, pretty much, right?
Okay.
And they removed that. So now he has a lariat that's safe on block that myself and every Grimnir all spams, and people get pissed off about it. It used to be unsafe, but it also used to wall bounce, so it doesn't do that anymore. And then they changed how his tornado works, so now he no longer gets any of the fun Oki used to do. So I'm like, Grimnir is not that much fun anymore. And then when I try anyone else, I'm like, you know what? I think I actually just didn't like this game. I think I just liked Grimnir.
Okay.
Oh man, That's a brutal reckoning.
I definitely am gonna come back to Granblue and take a look at that at some point. And I gotta hit you up, Zane, and see if you can show the ropes a bit. Let's change gears a little bit. Just want to talk about what everyone's been checking out, what you've been playing, what's going on recently. Gary, what you been up to? Anything you've been particularly covering over on your side?
Escape from Tarkov.
Oh,
really? Tarkov?
Okay.
Tarkov.
That is insane, man.
Fucking love Tarkov, dude. Like,
yo.
So you're a degenerate. You're a monster.
Correct.
Like, I remember my friend a long time ago is like, hey, you should play this game with me. I'm like, okay. And then it was Tarkov. I'm like, wait, this is kind of hard. And then he quit. I'm like,
yeah.
And
I'm
you
like,
stayed behind?
Left you with the wolves.
Yep. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna grow up with the wolves, dude. Like, so
I brought you out here, and now I fucking left you. That's crazy.
Yeah, it left me in the wind. I was like, well, I'm a student of the game, so I watch some content creators that supply good enough information to me, or get a good feel of the game. Pestily is good for just general game knowledge and how to quest and stuff like that. It's okay. Escape from Tarkov is an MMO.
It's an MMO?
Is that is that the right term? Yeah,
Yes.
I thought it was.
Okay.
Extraction.
Okay, let me.
It's more of an extraction
No. Hold on. Let me talk.
Yeah.
Okay, so you quest, you jump into a match, and you don't have to PvP. You can literally just VoIP. And I've been in situations where I'm like, hey man, I'm just at a quest. Like, we can fight if you want to, but I really don't want to. And then he's muffled because he's like on the second floor. Yeah, man, I'm good. You just go that way, and I'm just gonna do my thing over here. I'm like, all right, man, see you later. And I'm like, please don't shoot me in the back of the head. I'll feel bad. And so there's questing, there's PvE, there's PvP, PvEVP. You can team up with your friends. Yeah, PvEVP at the same time. So it's environment and players at the same time. There is a party finder as well. No one uses it.
No.
I think I'm going to start using it to see if people will shoot me at the spawn. Because
how do you
it'd be
trust
really
them,
funny.
you know? If you party up, how do you trust these
What's the
motherfuckers?
vibe?
They
Yeah.
steal your shit.
You can't.
Yeah,
You can't.
like-
There's no trust in
Faith
this
is
world.
humanity, which we've all lost at this point.
Well, I go in and I roll charisma and I see if they shoot me in the back of the head or not.
Okay. Vibe check. Just see what's up. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's raid bosses, there's like opportunity situations where like an airdrop will come in and basically like, hey, if you want PvP, come over here and like come fight for the loot. There is I'm trying to think of some other things. There's a whole storyline now. You can actually escape from Tarkov. For about 9 years, you could not escape from Tarkov. This year, they dropped the 1.0. You can now escape Tarkov. There's a whole narrative.
Don't go long enough.
It's kind of like Stalker, the way you talk to like vendors and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't like walk up to them yet. They're gonna make that way you can actually walk up to the vendor. But like vendors have like this whole like NPC, like they turn around like, hello, comrade, and they, they talk. You get like a bunch of like dialogue and stuff like that. But yeah, I've been playing that for about, I think I got in around 2018, I think. The game around that time was very like COD. The movement was very like you get AD corners and stuff like that. Now it's more methodical. You have to think about how you're gonna push like a building, like especially if if you're not like the 1%, because the 1% are still playing COD, but everyone else is still playing Tarkov. So there's like the go on.
Oh no, I'm just sorry. I'm thinking about how in previous weeks, Pat was discussing how the difference between Marathon and Arc Raiders and how like people go in expecting aggro in one versus
the level of humanity on display at baseline is different per game, and Tarkov has the sickest, nastiest.
Yeah,
freaks.
so I'm like, where is that on the chart of just you go fuck yourself? I'm pulling the trigger.
Tarkov is shoot first, ask questions later. I'm not even joking. Mm-hmm. If I swing a corner and I see a dude, I'm already shooting. I'm not talking to you. Like. It would have to be a situation of like we both hear each other and I VoIP first. Usually I'm the first person to VoIP. I'm like, hey man, you want to fight? Or is this parlay, bro? Like, what you want? He's like, let's just PvP. I'm like, all right. And then like I'll throw like a grenade to like signal the fight or something like that. Marathon is there's always it's either the 1v1 mode or I think they're trying to do like a 2v2 or 2 stack mode and 3 stack mode. In 3 stack, you just shoot people on sight. I'm gonna be real. There's it's still kind of like no talk, we fight. In the single player or the 1 player mode, or the no stack, just like by yourself, people be yapping at each other in Marathon. Like I've caught myself having full conversations, just with other people. Like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing this. Okay, well, I'm gonna go this way. I haven't played Arc Raiders, but from what I saw, it is yap first, shoot later. Like
it depends. It's fucking weird in Arc Raiders. Yeah. So I played a little bit of it, and the main thing is that when you start, you're funneled into like the pussy Care Bear lobby where everyone is like friends and hugs each other, and helps you get gear, and it's like it feels like fucking questing in WoW in like 2005. And then you shoot a bunch of people and you get kicked into the absolute degenerate psycho layer.
We kill you lobby. Okay, got it.
Like, I want to know, like, is there a layer for I pretend to be your friend and then backstab you?
Yes.
That's every layer.
Are you one of those? Are you one of those, Gary?
I am a mixture. I am a melting pot of tech, okay? I don't just stick to one thing. I adapt to the certain situation that I'm in. There was this one situation where I'm talking to this guy outside. So I'm a 3 stack. They don't know I'm a 3 stack, by the way. So I'm sitting there yapping to him, hey, what are you doing out there? He's like, oh, I'm just looking for some, like, quest things. Like, I need this. He's, like, level 5, so he's looking for, like, base stuff. because you can have like your own like secret base in the game. He's like, yeah, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. I'm like, I ran outside, I talked to him for a sec, and then I run back inside. I dropped him some stuff. He's like, hey, thanks, man. You have a good one. You too. And then his mic cuts off midway because my friend sniped him because he needed a kill quest. Yeah. Like at the same time. And he's like, I got him. I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Like I was streaming it and I had all these wonderfully positive interactions. I was like, wow, this is incredible. This is like everyone's friendly. I'm on voice with every single person I've encountered and they're all just chill guys. But I was streaming it. So about 2 hours in, I'm like, all right. And I just started like shooting people in the back of the head while they were like looting.
Evil.
Just to do it. I didn't even want their stuff.
And then the game. I didn't want the loot. Like,
yeah, no, I just wanted to feel something. And then, like, you know, I got pushed down into the lobbies with the psychos. And I was like, oh yeah, this is a different experience. If I just chill on this for a little while, I'll go back to hanging out with chill people. And that happened. And it was like, oh, what a great experience. I can just cater it to my own level of personalized bloodlust.
Like you get what you put in. So if you start killing people, it's like, well, I should.
Yeah, you be the change you want to see in the world, but like negative.
Although the last time we talked Tarkov on this show, I remember it was because I remember learning about how the cheating culture in that game is fucking insane, and the side lean. Where people that are cheating will do the side lean to communicate with each other. I'm cheating and you're cheating, and we can see our models doing this. Yep. Let's fucking
wait, really?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So it's a very
it's like reverse teabagging, but only for cheaters.
So basically, peeking around corners is a rare move that you don't do. It's very situational. So if someone does it, it's got to be for a particular reason. And people who are cheating can see every other player's on the map, where they are, and what position they're in. And so when the game starts up,
pretty godlike. That's ridiculous.
Two people who are both cheating and can see each other will do a lean from left to right, and they both communicate to each other. I'm cheating, you're cheating. Let's fuck over everybody else and not fuck with each other.
So the reason why it even happens in the first place, so there's a thing called scavving. So scavving is like, I'm broke as fuck. I don't got nothing in my stash. I need to make some money, but I'm not going to run my main character. So you run your scav, which there's other AI scav, but they don't shoot you. So the way you could tell if another scav was a player, you lean left, right.
Man.
And that's how you could tell. Now, in the not most recent patch, but I was thinking it's like around 2020, if you lean at a AI scav, they'll just lean back. They'll literally like snap. You'll be like 100 yards away, and they'll look at you like like from a distance. So that's the reason why there's in the lean culture in the first place. So they translate that from, oh, I'm a scav to, oh, I'm a cheater. Yeah, I see you through like 5 buildings.
Okay, you've just created a fake guy in my head who hears that Tarkov has lean culture and gets really disappointed.
There was at one point the hacking thing was so bad. It wasn't just, hey, I can see you through the wall. Hey, I can tell what level you are, so I know how much of a threat you're going to be. Hey, I can see how many hours you have in the game as well. At one point, there's this thing called a gamma container, or a container, right? Alpha container, which is like, hey, this stuff in my alpha container you cannot touch. This stuff, I'm looking for mine. I have one in my room.
You have one in your room?
He keeps one IRL, just in case his account gets hacked.
Yeah. So like, imagine this is like a container full of your most valuable things, right? A hacker can just be like, oh, what you got?
Out of your bag.
It's mine. It's gone. Out of your ass. It's gone.
That is a fundamental disrespect on like a core mechanism.
Oh my god.
Of the whole appeal.
Yeah, like it's gone now, but at some point it's like, oh, I'm fighting a hacker, and they just take the bullets out of your magazine. It's like, no, you don't. No. You're not fighting me anymore.
God
like,
damn,
drop your guns or I kill you.
Okay.
They would fight that. Like, I'm like, all right, man, you got me. You just get naked, like drop all your shit on the floor. It's like, all right, let me go, bro. Let me go. Like,
no, I saw this incredible video about like the Tarkov cheater culture and how like they're playing their own layer of the game separate from everyone. They have their own, they communicate differently, and like someone kind of was infiltrating and pretending to be one, and more or less like getting to meet the people and their mannerisms and kind of figure out like what type of people there were. And one of my favorite things I remember we covered a while ago was like someone basically found a forum where people would buy their cheats. This wasn't just Tarkov, this was like other stuff in general. And when people would get banned in massive ban waves, but they had paid for expensive like shit, they would come back to that forum to like mauled about getting kicked off and shit, and just being like, this is some bullshit, I was just using my brother's account, I just wanted to know what it felt like to win for once. And just, it was beautiful, like Schadenfreude, to just hear the cheaters complaining that their money was fucking took, you know, from these massive server bans.
You know, like I don't know about the cheater thing now, but at the time it really hurt the game because you know, obviously people don't want to get cheated on. You know,
I mean, I remember when PUBG's cheating problem was so bad for a year. Like I was playing PUBG regularly, and I die every single night that I would log in. I would get killed by a guy clipping me through the fucking map, and I did that for like 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, well, I'm never going to come back to this. And then I came back 6 months later, and same thing happened on the very first match I was back. I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm never coming back.
Nothing's changed. Okay, nothing's changed.
Woolie, I gotta feed this thing.
Yes. Okay.
Should I just wander away?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we still have the sponsor break to do in a second, but that's fine. Yeah, you can wander away and we'll cover it. That's all good. And I'll take that opportunity. Yeah, go ahead. Go feed the dog. Go feed the dog. Diaphone, what have you been up to? What have you been playing recently? What's going on with you?
What I've been playing recently. So I'm kind of in the avatar preparation phase.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So I am actually not playing fighting games off stream. I'm playing Metaphor Refantasio.
Oh,
I give myself one like JRPG a year to kind of play, just to kind of degen grind. Last year's Expedition 33.
Nice.
Banger. Metaphor Refantasio, not quite as good as Expedition 33, but it's good enough. It caught my interest. I love the style of the game. I actually really like the combat too. I think there's a lot of depth to it. And I'm almost at the end.
Okay.
I'm at like the way the game works is like a calendar system.
Yep.
So I know the final day the game ends.
Yeah.
I'm like 8 days away from that. So
okay, is it
hopefully we beat that this week, but I'm like 50 hours deep already.
It's the real final day you're aware of
the real final day. Yeah.
Okay, sick.
Or I assume so. I already went to second final day.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I really enjoyed that. I finished. Yes, I'm glad I played it before Expedition 33 because like Clair Obscur is just a fucking absolute banger. It's a better game for sure. But I really like Metaphor as a like the Persona team kind of stepping out of what they usually do and trying something different. And it took a kind of a while to get there, but I really like what it had to say about like fantasy, society, you know, and to some degree there's a I feel like you know, to talk around it, not getting into any spoilers obviously, something in the Persona games, I love them, but they always do have something where like a lot of the time it's like, hey, face the darkness inside yourself and then you can improve and overall society is fine, the problem is with you, you know. And they kind of start to lean in P5 towards the idea of like, okay, sometimes society is annoying and bad too, but ultimately you have to be like a part of it, and that is true. But like when the system is all fucked up, I feel like Metaphor is basically them going, no, here's an example of a fictional world. It's not the Japan or the world we live in, but in this fictional world we can talk about like sometimes the problem is literally just the politics we live in, the world we live in, the society we have. Like they're taking swings that they usually wouldn't in a Persona game, and I felt that was pretty ballsy. I liked it.
Yeah, I agree. I like the story a lot. Again, stylistically, the game is so cool. I think the only issue I have with the game is it's a slow game. Like the pacing is just so much. I don't want to call it filler, but I mean, let's be real. It's kind of filler. Like the story is so cool. I just want to like keep doing story stuff. And you have to like really like min-max your time and like, you know, get invested in the side quests and that sort of thing. But other than that, like it's a great game.
Yeah. Are you a fan of Berserk by any chance?
I've never seen it. I've heard really good things.
Okay, well, let me tell you right now, you have experienced a part of it because Louis, is just a character from Berserk, like lifted and dropped. You know, what are your archetypes looking like?
Oh, I've unlocked the final archetypes, right? But I will say my party. The thing is, you can't even say the party without spoilers.
No, yeah. But the classes, I guess, you know.
Yeah, the way I see that, like I'll talk about the MVPs, is you obviously just invest everything into MC, right? So the MC is the GOAT. Always. He's like my healer. But I just put every single stat point into Magic, which I don't know if it's actually the right play, like looking back, but he already has his Magic like almost maxed out, which is kind of cool. So I've been playing him as a mage. And then Heikenberg, I only know how to say her name. Hulkenberg, yeah. Like she's my goat. So I just have her tank everything, and then everyone else is like just DPS pretty much.
Okay. Yeah. No, I feel like you can't really build a bad character in the sense that you get a lot of outs with the archetypes and the evolutions.
As long like there's always more room to grind up more archetypes if need be or mistakes are made. Mm-hmm. I will say the fourth character you get is just the best one. Statistically, move wise, stats, everything. They like break the game in a bunch of ways that are kind of unhealthy at the end of the game.
That's funny because I flushed that character ASAP.
Oh yes, so the main thing is
least used.
Okay.
The one, when you get to their final archetype, they have a move that was not properly thought out and like fundamentally breaks a huge amount of the game's encounters.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I have to imagine there's like tons of ways to break the game. I always play these games with like no, how do I say, like no guides or anything. Like I just want to go in raw and like figure out my own strats. I would say right now my MVP though is the last person you get. Their final archetype.
Oh,
that's my goat right there.
Yeah. That is the most like brain dead, just like I would like to hit this button and fucking win. Like that's all I want to do.
There's essentially, again, talking around it, you know, a character that gets multiple classes in their character, right? Like take your pick. I found as well, one last thing on it, I found that the story and hanging out with the friends and all that, again, compared to the Persona games and stuff, the story with the thief, with Heisme, is my favorite side character story in any of those games. I felt it was a phenomenal, just mature like take on shit that high school students don't go through, because you gotta live some fucking life to go through that shit.
That's true.
You know, I really liked it. It was great.
I had that storyline was really upsetting to me for a number of reasons, but like I had just like my dog had just passed away and I had a new child. So like the combination of those two events in that storyline were really rough. Really rough.
It felt like you're playing again take your high school problems and high school characters, working those out and whatnot, and then here's a BoJack Horseman episode dropped into the middle of the fucking party. You know, it was it's nuts. So yeah, that's cool. You got some good shit coming. Hell yeah. Deathy, what have you been up to? What have you been playing?
Well, you know, I pretty much always play Deadlock, so that hasn't changed. As far as Deadlock, I mean, Deadlock's still pretty fun right now. It's been it's closing out on 6 months since the last major update. So there's two types of updates. There's balance patches, which we get balance patches roughly. There's no schedule. Valve kind of do whatever the hell they want. They're kind of a very unique company. They don't have, you know, like for example, for it, I was like, oh, TFT gets patches every 2 weeks. There's a schedule, etc. With Valve, it's like, who knows when a patch is going to come? Who knows what's going to happen? And also, the game has been, for those of you that aren't familiar, like the game has been playable for 2 years and 3 months almost. And you can't even spend any money on the game. Like you literally, there's no cosmetics. There's like, you cannot give them money. Like if you want to give them money, you literally can't.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate loss leader right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think it's leading anything, but it's definitely losing them. I mean, I don't want to know how much money they've spent on it, but they have a lot of money printers, you know, so they're definitely, we're not going to pity them, right? They're just printing money from other things, so they don't need to worry about it. So it's truly a passion project. But, you know, the thing about MOBAs is like we said, there's so many characters, right? So when I'm bored, I just play other characters. So for the Deadlock people in the chat, you know, I've been playing a little bit more Mina and Apollo and just just playing other. I think I have like 23 heroes that I have over 50 games on. So I like to just play a bunch of different stuff.
Eesh.
Okay,
but
you Shang Tsung, as we say. You just play anybody.
Well, I've got my main guy who's kind of Lash. That guy's kind of my go-to. Like basically, no matter what patch, I'll always play Lash. But other than that, I kind of gravitate depending on the patch. Like I do change characters a lot based on what's good. But Lash I'll always come back to Lash. Who, funny fact for all of you guys that aren't familiar with Deadlock, is every character has like a backstory, kind of lore. And Lash's backstory is just like it's one line, and it just says Jacob Lash is an asshole. And that's literally
okay.
the entire backstory. So that's hilarious. But other than that, I've also been playing. I got back into old school RuneScape like a day ago. I want to play more fighting games. Like I want to learn Street Fighter and stuff. But like I was talking before the podcast, is when I learned 2xKO, I learned on keyboard because it's what was familiar. And I basically got like my fingers were really numb. And I googled the symptoms. It was basically like 1-to-1 carpal tunnel. So like
that's RSI for sure.
Yeah, index, thumb, and middle finger all got really numb for like weeks, and now I would say I'm almost fully recovered. But I'm kind of like, okay, maybe I need something a little more ergonomic. Maybe keyboard wasn't the play, so I need
it. Let me ask you, as somebody like I've had like a long-standing like threat of RSI symptoms whenever I play anything with a mouse and keyboard for any length of time, right? Like for me, the tipping point was like back when I played Guild Wars 2 when it came out. I developed like paralytic level numbness in my right arm from the way you use the mouse. And I was like, okay, well, I just got to quit this game entirely. And Deadlock is a game that I look at, and I'm asking you because you're the expert in this room, that everything about that game is fucking cool. Everything about it is incredible, except for the fact that I have a genuine fear that if I were to play it currently with mouse and keyboard, I would injure myself and like harm my ability to like live my life. Is there any hope for controller support coming to that game ever?
There's already controller support. You can already play it with a controller right now if you want.
Is it viable?
Yeah. Well, okay. So viable is, it kind of depends, right? So the game doesn't really have like aim assist. So the reality is, if you play with a controller, you'll be fairly limited as far as like, how good you can actually get at the game. Like a controller player is never going to be a top player, right? Like for example, completely different game, Apex Legends. Yeah. In Apex Legends, a lot of people would argue controller's an advantage. In a game like Deadlock, it's very obviously a disadvantage.
Titanfall as well, actually. They go hard on that.
Yeah, it snaps you to people like nobody's business.
So Deadlock doesn't really have that. So at the end of the day, it's a very significant disadvantage because it's also a very fast-paced game. Like people are moving all around the place. But if you play a character that doesn't really require a lot of aiming, like there's Graves that auto aims already. Graves literally has auto aim. Like it's like Moira, basically in Overwatch. For those of you that are familiar. So you could play that. You could play like Mo and Krill. Like so, I did a Deadlock Slam similar to the Sajam Slam, and you guys will be invited to the next one, which will happen whenever the next update drops.
Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, of course. But what was I going to say? Yeah, in that slam, I had FDX. I was the coach, and FDX was on my team. And I was coaching him, and he was like completely brand new, never played Deadlock at all. And I put him on this character called Mo and Krill. It's basically the Darius of Deadlock. Where it's like super simple, you can get guaranteed value. That would be a controller character for sure.
Okay.
So there is definitely hope for you to be able to enjoy Deadlock. And there's also like they've added other game mode. So like for example, now you have Street Brawl. So before there was just the regular 6v6 game mode. Now there's Street Brawl, which is a 4v4 game mode that's like for fun. And you basically get like random items that you choose and all that stuff. It's much less serious. So for people to enjoy Deadlock without feeling like, you're throwing something important for your teammates, like that would be a perfect game mode for you to just enjoy with a controller on your couch, chilling.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm right in that same boat with Pat. Like I like couch and controller, that's just been my comfort. And I as someone who grew up with, consoles and everything like that, I kind of skipped past the sitting at your desk PC gaming phase. Like I just kind of stayed on the couch the whole time. And that led to my detriment. I don't have mouse and keyboard skills, like I'm really just not as comfortable with that. So I always kind of look for like, is there a solution here? And even when I was playing Overwatch, like I'm like, okay, I'll play Reinhardt. I'll kind of not be dealing with people that are doing like hit scan and things like that.
Sure, yeah.
So one thing I'm curious about with Deadlock is because the game's been, it's not officially out, and like you said, there's no money on it, but it's been for this long. Obviously, there's no official tournament scenes or anything like that going. Is there?
No, there are tournaments. But
so that's what I was going to ask. Is like, what are people doing unofficially? Like, how is that sort of scene looking and with the game? Because I don't really know much.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, obviously, so there's some sponsors. So there's, I would say the bigger, okay, so there's always like the game is really big in like Eastern Europe as well, like, you know, Russia, Ukraine, etc., like countries in that area, like they really love the game. So there's always tournaments in that region happening, and usually they're kind of like the, you know, one win, like betting platform tournament, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Insert betting platform tournament.
Yeah.
As far as like everywhere else right now, the most major organizer would be Deadlock Night Shift. And they have like a weekly kind of like show match event where, you know, both regions play for a couple hours and the top teams from both regions. But it stays within the region. And then every once in a while, every couple of months, I'll host a big tournament with Death Slam Events, which is a company that I co-founded, and we do like big tournaments. So, for example, in May we had a $10,000 tournament. So you know we still managed. We got a sponsor for that. Cool. So we managed to host like a big.
So the tournament scene is you.
Yeah. Basically,
it's not just me. It's me and Deadlock Night Shift and some other small, but it's very grassroots, right? Deadlock Night Shift is definitely way bigger. Like they're way more consistent. But every once in a while, I'll host tournaments as well.
So does it feel kind of like like a waiting room for when Valve decides to enter and start doing stuff officially? Do you feel like there's a?
Well, Valve is never going to do like so the thing about Valve is that Valve they like to stay in their wheelhouse. They don't really like to take control of things too much. So very, very likely that like when the tournament scene, like when the game comes out and there's a real esports, they'll kind of just let people do what they want. And it'll probably be more like PGL, ESL, like all these big companies, right, coming in and doing that. And Valve, maybe they'll do something like with Dota where they did the international in Dota, which was kind of like the big Dota tournament. Every year. But even nowadays, like Valve outsources that as well. So who knows if they even want to get back into it. And they don't really do like franchising or all of these other companies. Like they like to be very close with the esports. Like Valve is usually very, very like far away from it. But it is a waiting room for just like when the game becomes official and there's money, right? All the organizations are going to come in, all the big things, and like I'm not going to hope to compete with them at that point, right?
Okay, kind of sounds like Nintendo and how hands off they are with their shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Looking at yeah. So Frodan, what have you been up to? What's your recent gaming and/or watching experience?
It's mostly TFT still. Just because TFT
man loves his TFT
all the time. TFT is like a game.
Goddamn coach at it, of course.
It's not like a game you just play a little bit. You like no life it. It's like a lifestyle.
Okay.
I was literally waiting for you to finish what you were going to say and say it's a lifestyle, Woolie, obviously.
It is a lifestyle. One does not simply like dip your hand into the cookie jar and then you stop reaching. It's like dopamine filled. It's a lot of addiction. But it's really fun and rewarding. But I would say that also the new sets coming up. So like for me, a lot of the games I've been playing on the side are just like Riot related. So I actually still kept playing 2XKO.
He's in Riot jail,
believe it or not.
Okay.
Trapped. Because my buddy Ray, who also played in the Slam, wanted to get to Masters with Thresh. And I actually don't really like playing 2XKO by myself. I think like as a solo game, it's just not that enjoyable. But I love playing duos.
I'm on the
same
boat.
favorite way to play the game.
Same here, actually.
My buddy wanted to play a Masters, so I actually been grinding. I'm almost the Masters. I'm like Diamond 370 or something. I just have to play my last few games, but so I've actually just been grinding.
This is so cool and crazy that it's like a number of people are like, yeah, I like this fighting game specifically when I can play with my friends, which has been just not an option in any thing that has been offered seriously, and now it actually is a thing. And the ability to just jump online with the homies is what I've been saying other games need to push, whether it's like booting to a screen that lets you like grab them in and stuff. So having multiple of you guys prefer duos.
The gamers don't have friends, Woolie.
Well, you have people that you sucker into your Discord calls regardless that you trap with you. So that's cool. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So mainly that, and I also play Riot's card game, which is like Riftbound. So that game's also really fun to play, and
I don't know
I just enjoy playing card games a lot because people know me from card games mostly.
I used to play Riot's card game back when they supported it.
Should we just assume if Riot makes it, you play it?
Yeah, and I think like, strategically, everyone's like, "Oh, you're like a Riot Games influencer. You just play all their games. You'll shill all their stuff." And I'm like, "You're not wrong." But also, I don't know. I just like grinding hardcore games, and I think Riot tends to make hardcore games. So,
it's so funny because we were on the same team, right? We were a duo together, and I'm like the same, but with Valve. Like I've played every Valve game basically. So it's kind of like the yin and yang. And people like to compare Riot and Valve all the time. So I just thought I'd point that out. It's just a funny coincidence.
Is Riftbound okay, wait, no, actually, as soon as I
think
Googled
that's a physical card game.
I just recognized this logo. Actually, I have seen this pop up. Yeah, okay. Is it physical and digital, or is it just physical?
It's mainly physical. There are ways you can play digital, but I just like physical card games. I think it has a lot of elements to the FGC, in that it's like you have to go in person. You have to face the person across from the table, and you actually build like a much deeper respect for the competitor that you're going up against because there's like the actual bond that happens. So I think that there's like an element of the fighting game community that like is represented in TCGs that it's like really good to go out to events. And I just think it's like really special because TFT all happens digitally. It's like TFT grew up during COVID, so we never actually like built up a community.
Okay.
Like it released in 2017, and when tournaments first started happening in 2018, COVID happened the year after. And I think that like took a lot away from the community.
Okay.
And I think that ultimately like short circuited like people just like going to events. And I feel like that TCGs are a really good way to balance it out. So I can go out to events and then kind of like get a good experience like meeting up with people, because sometimes it gets really lonely just sitting in a room.
Yeah, well, that's the cool thing with just the obviously fighting games. It's like you have the ability to play online now, and if we finally have a world where like online is pretty solid in a lot of cases, rollback is real. But I'm always somebody that's like getting out there, sitting next to somebody and playing in person is just a different thing. That it's a different version of the experience, and it adds up to I would say like playing online by yourself is like a third of the enjoyment you can get out of fighting games. Playing live with other people like makes up the rest of it. It's fucking great. Very cool. Okay. Zane, how you doing? What you been up to?
Not too much, but for the most part, just waiting on Avatar and Tokon, of course. So either playing 2XKO. Outside of that, kind of Froden. I'm a big fan of card games.
Okay.
Real life wise, I play Magic the Gathering, Weiss Schwartz, and a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Weiss Schwartz, damn, you're a giga grinder. Weiss Schwartz is like it's just like every IP in the card game type of thing.
Pretty much. And if you're as long as they're not shonen, there's a deck for it. Pretty much.
It's Mugen.
Okay, Mugen for card games.
Okay. Got it. That one's much more niche. But at the place where I went to school, in the underground between classes, there's a large group of us that played Yu-Gi-Oh, but also a smaller group of us that played Weiss. So that's how I learned the game, and then got into that one. And then my friend recently got me back into Magic again because he got me to try it, and I hated it because my luck in it is terrible. So basically, for those of you guys who don't know anything about Magic, basically the way you play cards is you need to play lands first, and you play one land a turn. My luck with Magic is that when you start with 7 cards, and I will draw 6 out of my 7 cards as lands, or 6 of my 7 cards as creatures. So I either have all of the lands but can't play any cards, or I'll have all of the creatures and no lands to play them. So and that was very miserable for me playing that game.
I'm trying to look up Y shorts and I can't spell it correctly. What? What?
WEISS space SCHWART.
Oh,
It's
Weiss
like German
Schwarz. Okay,
Weiss
okay,
Schwarz.
okay. Yeah, like a cane move. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Got it.
So that for the real life stuff, online outside, more card games, of course. Hearthstone, played that on for years. A little bit of a TFT here and there. As you put it, I played it like nonstop for like 2 months, and then haven't touched it. Then didn't touch it for months after that because it's either play it nonstop or not at all. There's like no in between.
No life or not at all. Goddamn. Okay.
And I also speed run Sonic Adventure 2.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Hey. All right.
So pretty much it's either all the fighting games or the absolute least I can possibly do with my hands while playing the game, pretty much to avoid hurting myself in any way, pretty much. So that's why card games is always the go-to. It goes from mashing buttons nonstop in fighting games to just click, drag, wait, and that's pretty much it. So literally basically taking card games and using that as a rest, quote unquote, for to avoid any form of injuries from my hands.
Do you have any Shadow the Hedgehog speedrun tech by any chance, or is that?
I did learn to speedrun Shadow Generations.
Okay.
But not Shadow the Hedgehog. Unfortunately, no. I don't know how to speedrun with Shadow with a gun. My apologies.
That's some wild facts to just drop on out of the pocket. Sick. Okay.
I'm very random.
Hell yeah.
Very random.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll dip out for a second. While you guys are on break, I'll do the sponsor reads, and we'll be back in 5 and change, give or take. Call it 7.
I love the upcoming sponsors so much.
There you go.
I love sponsors, bro.
Call it 7.5 minutes. All right, we'll take a break.
Got it.
All right, take it easy.
All right. 7.5, Specs and 5.
Specs and 5.
Spectrum 5.
7.5.
Spectrum 5.
All right. I'm a
fan.
All right. I'm gonna switch over here to the full camera. Pat, you are here.
Should you mute us?
Here, let's do this. Give it a second. That's okay. It'll be fine. I'm gonna switch over here to my full camera. And then the rest of y'all can here, deafen, please. 1 second. Sorry. Deafen. I don't have my deafen option. Where'd you go? Never mind that. Over here. There we go. All right. Quick word from our sponsors. What's up, y'all? Pat is here in spirit. I'll just do it because this is simpler because of the group. So, this week the podcast is sponsored by. Just give me a moment here. Rocket Money is that correct? It is, yes. If you are somebody who is dealing with the world of online and getting into your subscriptions where you are potentially forgetting about the subscriptions you've signed up for, or possibly even getting your prices change on you without being aware of the name change or the price increase or things like that, Rocket Money is here to help you track down unwanted changes or unwanted subscriptions, things you might have forgotten about. They can help you out with that. And it is a very simple thing to do. You can basically cancel your unwanted subscriptions if you find yourself having trouble doing so. I know that I've subscribed to things I've forgotten about. There's apps that basically rely on hoping you forget after you've signed up and hooked it up to your accounts and stuff like that. I've dealt with some of the worst, in particular one where you had to go from the app to unsubscribe to get an email. That email then sent you a time-limited code for another URL that you had to get to. It was kind of insane. They just went through the motions to try to just hope you got annoyed into not unsubscribing. So Rocket Money is something that can help cut through all that garbage. And in a world where you're seeing prices potentially change on things you've subscribed to as well, it can alert you to when there's a price change, as well as if there's a name change or anything else going on with a subscription. So It is particularly useful and very handy in this day and age of hoping that you forget things. We are also looking at an app that has saved its users over $880 million in canceled subscriptions. So that's particularly impressive. What you want to do is, go to rocketmoney.com/superbeast. It's a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/superbeast. That's rocketmoney.com/superbeast. This week, the podcast is also sponsored by Shopify. That is the go-to solution for if you are getting your business started online. You can get a lot of the hard work done with Shopify on your side. It was really useful for us when we were trying to figure out how to get t-shirts going off the ground and connect it to our YouTube. And the shop app in general, the little purple button you guys see from time to time, is a really useful place to get all your orders stacked together. In fact, I was using it just this morning to track an order that just came in for something really cool that I'm going to show you guys on stream later this week, hopefully. But either way, if you are trying to get your business started, or whether it's your first or your millionth sale, Shopify is the place to go. It's got award-winning customer support 24/7 for you. It's got the perfect templates to help set up your shop. It can help you track things like international shipping and returns, everything that gets very complicated in regards to your online business. Shopify is there for you. So check them out. What you want to do, excuse me, I just lost track, is start your free trial at shopify.com/superbeast. That's shopify.com/superbeast to start your free trial. shopify.com/superbeast. Thank you, Shopify. And last but not least, this week on the podcast, we are sponsored by Warby Parker. I'm going to bust them out for this one because I got them. This is going to look so weird for those who can't hear me over there, but I got these shades, Warby Parker, ready for the summer. They are, realistically, besides looking nice, the main thing they do is they keep the sun from destroying my eyes, because it gets kind of brutal, especially I'm going out there with the baby, taking some walks, or getting some important vitamin D. But also it feels like the sun is trying to murder you at times, and I live in a place where the climate is regularly trying to come after you. In fact, the fact that there's an insane tornado warning just today is a testament to that. So it's a good pair that matches your style as well and doesn't break the bank is always welcome. What's really cool too as well, they've got the instant try-on, so I was able to virtually try out this pair and pick the lens and frames and everything else I liked. And it really just came out looking exactly the way it looks on me right now. So dope as hell. Really, really liked how simple and easy that was to use. So yeah, right now there's a buy one pair. Right now, if you buy one pair of glasses, you can get 20% off any additional pairs at warbyparker.com/castle. That's 20% off any additional pairs when you purchase one at warbyparker.com/castle. And the best part of Warby Parker is for every pair they sell, they also give a pair to someone in need. So they've distributed over 20 million pairs of glasses to people in need through its Buy a Pair, Give a Pair program. So shout outs to Warby Parker. Once again, warbyparker.com/castle. Thank you, Warby Parker. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, 1 second.
Heard like a
Hey
lot
everybody,
worse
coming
monsters,
back
but-
in. Coming back in. How's it going?
Whoa.
What's up?
Oh, you definitely don't
We're
want
having
us
an
on live with
awesome
this
conversation.
conversation.
That's fine. That's fine. We are in. Hey. Right.
We were having one of those conversations that you can only have with other content creators, which are few and far between, because like everyone you know in your life and your friend circle is just like doesn't quite understand it because it's such a unique, weird thing.
It is.
So
Yeah.
very lucky in that my wife is Peach Saliva, so she is also a long-term content creator, like longer than me technically for streaming. Oh, wow. So like as soon as one of us finishes streaming, we just immediately have a little powwow and be like, man, you know what's bullshit about streaming? This guy or this bullshit or whatever, what have you.
Right.
No, it's nice that you can make instant friends when people have that same, they know the deal, they know the woes. And yes, for me, in my case, my wife is completely unimpressed and uninterested in all of this bullshit.
Same.
You're gonna do your little show today, Woolie? You're gonna do your show with your friends?
Could not be less impressed or fucking just not even the slightest hint of a fuck to give, which is dope. That's great. I love it. So that
has its own value.
It really does. It really does. I have to, beg her to do Deltarune streams whenever we get a chance, if possible. So it's like,
I love and you're behind on those.
Very much so. Okay. Well, just to jump back in a little bit. Yeah, we're only got a little bit left here. We're going to be wrapping up shortly. I'll jump in with my week, Pat, a little bit.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so for anyone...
I only have a minor thing to add at the end of yours, honestly.
Sure thing. So yeah, for this week, myself personally, we started Let's Playing Dark Souls 2 over on the channel. And I've already played through it, but Reggie's playing through it for the first time. That one's been a long time coming, and it's a nice kind of final... kismet moment. It's for a lot of people. They are basically remarking that Pat guiding my hips through Dark Souls 2 was one of the first times.
That was a long time ago.
Indeed.
Long time ago.
And so I'm like doing that now, leading him through and everything's going. And I'm just getting hit with Majula is amazing. I put the DS2 lighting engine as well on. So, it just looks a lot nicer. And I'm getting this even more nostalgic version than the version I actually played because it looks better and has a more dynamic lighting system.
Looks better than even your memory of it back in the day.
Exactly. It's kind of nuts.
That's quite nice.
But that's the fun of coming to a game like a Souls game after years and years is the fans of the community have made some crazy shit and tons of support and things that you can go check out. So it was nice to kind of to just jump back in there. And then also it's okay, so I don't know if you guys know Dark Souls 2 at all, but he went on the hard path, so to speak, towards Hades Tower of Flame. And one of the things, Pat, I was basically keeping in mind was, okay, if Reggie's going to go towards the hard path, there will be a struggle. You will learn about the life reduction when you die and all that shit. Mm-hmm. But there's a ring you can get that will mitigate all that life reduction. And it's right there. We know where it is, so it's worth pushing into the difficulty to just try and get it. And as we get to that point where his life is halved and everything up to that point was a struggle, and you get around that corner where I'm like, all right, there's that chest where you get the ring, and there's a motherfucking Hyde Knight on top of it, sitting in front of it.
Oh yeah, it's not free anymore.
No, and I was like, oh, this is the updated version of the game. This is the Scholar of the First Sin version where they've put in a whole bunch of fuck you editions all over the place and just scattered shit out, and I'm kind of realizing, even though it's been a while since my memories of the game, my memories might be kind of cooked and fucking worthless here because I played through a bunch of in preparation a couple years back, but I don't have it baked in at all for shit like that and these ambushes that are going to happen.
So Woolie, I think you might be fucked on this because I went through both of them, and the changes to the Scholar version are big enough to throw you, but not big enough to be someone would reach out and be like, can you believe they changed this thing? So it floats in that realm of is this different or did I forget?
Well, that works out because for people that have kind of been hey, some people are they want more backseating from me and some people want less.
There's only so much you can even do.
Exactly. I'm trying to be as hands off as possible with his experience, but this is just one of those things where, all right, then we're both thrown into the weeds and we'll just discover it together. That's it. We played through Elden Ring not knowing what the fuck was around the corner, and that was nuts, so anyway, just fun to return back to that. I saw that Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games debuted this week. I didn't watch yet, but I hear it's fucking phenomenal.
Has anyone in here watched it?
Watch it, but I've seen clips.
Okay.
I've seen clips. I want to watch it.
The second episode came out today. I still need to watch that. I watched last week's though.
Okay. I saw someone putting comparisons up of like the live action version, and holy shit, the live action doesn't sell the dynamic like moments of the manga and what anime can do here. It just felt
shocker.
Really weird. You watching the
that was shocker. The live action didn't do it. Oh, shocker!
Yeah.
Craziest thing I've heard today. Oh my lord!
Netflix adaptation almost with it. But no, I want to dive in there. We were talking last week too about the fact that it's really weird how every version of this, from the manga to the live action to now this anime, it has used a different Street Fighter because it's got to be more and more current. So 4, 5, and now 6. And every further future adaptation is going to have to use whatever the current game is and then rewrite the script so that what they're saying makes sense. You know, very strange. And yeah, beyond that, I'm happy for JoJo Fridays to come back soon. So, Steel Ball Run.
Wait, JoJo Fridays?
Hell yeah. I don't know if anyone here is a fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but...
I've seen all the seasons.
Yeah, the latest season, Steel Ball Run, is my favorite. It's the fucking best.
Wait, when is it coming out?
So, they put the first episode out already. It's on Netflix.
Oh.
And it was
like 45 minutes long, right? It's
yeah,
two-parter. It was like it's a big boy.
It was a big beefy episode, and then they had a big break where they're effectively were like, we don't know when the next one will be, and everyone was like, well, why the fuck would you tease us like this and not even know when you're doing it again, you know? And then they eventually came and put the trailer out and said, all right, it's coming back for the next 11 episodes every Friday. JoJo's going to be coming out. And for anyone who was watching JoJo while it was releasing week to week, having JoJo Fridays was just super fun because everyone got to the same part at the same time and kind of had that little water cooler internet talk about each part, you know? So I missed that, and I'm glad they're finally fucking doing it again. Okay, yeah, that's pretty...
So wait, when is that? That's September?
Fuck. Yeah,
well, you can't be like, I'm excited for the return and then be like, I don't know when it is.
Sorry. No, it was. I want to know. I believe it was the 25th or 24th. And yeah, it's going to be phases, stages 2 and 3. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much going down as well. We'll do all our plugs and wrap it up. But yeah, we're going to be finishing off Phoenix Wright on the channel as well. Playing more FF14 with Pat.
That's tomorrow, yeah?
That's going to be tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
Exactly. And I mean, Phoenix Wright 2, we're pretty much, I feel like we're right at the finish line of that game. All I can say is just like, everyone was talking about how the second to last case was dog shit, the worst the series ever had, and then the last case is amazing. And I'm like, okay, impress me. And now that we're about to wrap it up, I'm like, the last case of Phoenix Wright 2 is fucking incredible. It's super good.
Genuinely incredible on like a number of different points.
Mm-hmm.
But more than anything, it's a different thing.
Yes, that's it. I love this format of being a lawyer, while the thing you're doing it, the context of how you navigate what being a lawyer is and what that means. They're mixing it up in a really interesting way I didn't expect. I'm fucking loving it so far. So you said you had one more bit you wanted to add with your week, Pat.
I did. So for the rest of my week, I'm going to be playing another session of 14 with Hina, Ecto, and Mint on Thursday. I'm playing 14 with you tomorrow, and I'm also going back to Pal World and Grand Blue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok, which is too long of a title.
Jesus Christ.
That is insane.
Okay.
It's way too long. It's way fucking too long. But I knew a lot of people that were way into specifically Relink as the game that like Platinum got kicked off of.
Mm-hmm.
But I only messed around with it very briefly, but now that I've gotten more time into it, it's so fucking weird what that game actually is. Like, it is turning Zenless Zone Zero into Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that's
like, okay,
like Monster Hunter. Like, yeah.
Sometimes it's Monster Hunter. Yeah,
yeah.
It's two different games. One of which it's an action game variation of what it feels like the fantasy of what Grand Blue Fantasy was supposed to be, made by a guy who's absolutely obsessed with FF14 to the point where I recognize some of the marks on the floor.
Oh yeah,
like in terms of mechanics.
Whoa, okay.
Combined with Monster Hunter with all of the addictive gacha technology design that gacha people learned over the decades. So, for example, you'll be like, "Oh, I would like to do a boss fight with my 3 friends," and you'll load in, and the first thing that you see is there is a set of extra conditions to go from C, B, A, S, S plus, S plus plus, S plus plus plus. So clearing it and not dying is not enough. It's clearing it in under the timer with all of these conditions to get the best possible rewards. And say you get to the end of that encounter and you did not get your best possible rewards. You only got a pathetic S plus. Well, you hit square to repeat it, and it turns the mission into the repetitive version, which skips the opening, auto opens the chests, and repeats forever until you turn it off.
Wow. They have streamlined the FOMO. They know exactly who wants to degen, and they have a mode for that.
It's like, I'm going to grind this thing out until I get what I want, and I'm going to hit the button that will just
grind
roll it
mode.
over and over and over until I get it.
Okay. Man.
It's great. It's really, really, really great.
Yeah. My impression from playing that one time was just like the pace that you get characters at was fucking sick. Like, you go half an hour, maybe 20 minutes, and you get another character to start playing as. And I don't know if that pace keeps up, obviously, but by the end of 3 hours, I had like a giant roster going, and I was like, yeah, that's cool, unique and fun to play, you know.
But yeah, that's going to be over at twitch.tv/PatStaresAt and youtube.com/PatStaresAt.
Okay.
This week. I'm streaming at 7 p.m. Pacific now. I'm streaming much later.
Yeah. I'm going to be announcing some scheduling changes as well to you guys, because once daycare is going to get started, we're going to be moving things around on my schedule.
You're going to daycare?
Yes, I'm going to daycare, so I'm going to have to change.
Oh my goodness! I'm so glad someone will be able to take care of you during those morning hours.
It's very important that I get my nappy times. It's true.
Bro, you joke, but man, I can go for a nap sometimes.
I'm super down for quiet music nappy time. Anyway, just last couple things here as we're just kind of gonna be wrapping up soon. Yeah, just anything you guys are looking forward to, FGC or otherwise in general coming up. I'm personally just looking at these Yasmin trailers for Street Fighter that we've seen. The footage of her looks incredible. I'm happy that everybody that was very down on a new character existing because it wasn't someone they recognized is immediately just falling in love with a brand new one, because you got to give them a chance to love them. And
well, see, they set that up by giving us a character nobody wanted that they did recognize.
It's just that they've been slam dunked so far with the rest of the original characters of Street Fighter 6. Just give these guys a minute, And I think we just saw a look at her critical art, and she's doing Akuma fucking world-ending level.
Yeah,
it's what is this character, and why did she have so much power? What that shit's nuts. Have you seen it?
Just do yourself a favor and don't listen to her OC.
Oh God, the theme song.
just don't. As long as you don't listen to her theme, she's awesome. Just do yourself a favor, skip that, and then enjoy.
I was under the assumption that was the low life theme. That wasn't her actual whole theme song. It's just like a horse playing a piano the whole time.
The whack part is when you're about to die only. Therefore, if you're playing perfectly, you should be fine, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't get hit. You'll never have
Street Fighter 6's music has been pretty lacking overall, I gotta say. I replaced all of it with Alpha 3 stuff as soon as I possibly could.
Yeah, Third Strike in there. There's some highs. There's a couple of highs. Fête Foraine. The Paris theme is really good.
Yeah, no, that one's pretty good. I like that one.
But the custom theme song for sure is going in there, and I'm even pulling in some of the other stuff from Alta, whatever. It's Violent Ken's theme, I think, from Ultra Final Nintendo Mix or so. There's some shit in there, but everything else though, music aside, with Yasmin, I think looks dope as hell. Gary, anything that you're kind of got eyes on that you're looking forward to that's coming up?
Tokon beta.
Yeah.
That's I was going through
what is that?
My filing
23rd.
Yeah, it's I think it's the 25th. I think because Avatar releases a day before. I need to figure out what day it is, but it's a day after Avatar releases, which is fucked up.
Yeah.
That feels targeted, like the Overwatch, like Battleborn targeted.
I was in the room with my homie Jeff, and we were watching the announcement for Tokon. It was like, hey, this day after Avatar. He's like, I'm fucked. like shit. Like he literally went shit, and then he found out it was a day before. It's like, okay, so it's not too bad. It still sucks, but
that was said during the last beta too, and we saw how that turned out. So let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I think Avatar's coming in at like the game is $30. It's just a more affordable price point for a lot of people. It's a different thing, you know. I think it's you don't got to worry about too many lunches in this type of thing. I want to get my Kyoshi hours in there as soon as possible, personally.
Yeah, besides some people being Avatar fans, I think a lot of people were just excited for the fact that we're getting a new 1v1 anime game. Right? So it's like, we got Invincible Versus, we got 2XKO, we're getting Marvel Tokons. Like, all right, we're getting all these anime games. They're all tag fighters. Can we please get a 1v1 game? So Avatar is kind of fitting that role. So even though they're coming around the same time, I think it's got a good chance.
It feels good too. Like I got to play the AX. I told us, like, seeing this game on Twitter does not do it justice, because like every time I see it on Twitter, it's like because it's in 30 and it's like, you know, like the frame rate eats up whatever like sauce the game like it kind of has like visually. Like playing it in front of me, like AX is like, no, this feels good, and it's grimy. Like it's kind of like slimy, affectionate. Like there is some bullshit. Like he showed me, Zuko has a reverse dive kick. I'm like, why? Like why does he has the same size? Like you cross up and you dive kick back to in front of them. I'm like, wait, why?
Top 5H just armor nonstop. It does it all. You know.
Katara Flow doing left right, top 5H along with setting a platform so you can't roll. Zuko having dive kick cancels.
Yep.
Gary, have you scoped out a Tokon team at all? Are you feeling anybody just based on the footage?
Hulk. Insert other characters. I genuinely don't know what else I'm gonna play. Like I saw Hulk. I was like, ooh, Broly function. Give me that.
Yeah.
Like I'm playing that. Like.
Guys, I gotta take a second. I gotta help wife with groceries. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
No worries.
For sure.
I saw Blade and I'm like, okay, Blade magic, and we'll fill in the rest. You know.
See, I was thinking Hulk, Blade, magic, and then I'm like, oh, I'm done. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, there's a fourth slot.
There's a fourth slot. Yeah, a function to fill.
And it's either Star-Lord or Ghost Rider or Deadpool. Like, because I love Deadpool in the Marvel Rivals. Like.
Diaphone, who you feeling in Tokon right now?
Oh, it's tough. You know, I want to play someone that really broken. I think I suffered enough in 2XK, not playing enough broke champs and broke teams. So I want to make sure for Marvel Tokon we're playing some. Yeah, I mean, Violal, you can't really say that team was that strong, like compared.
But you're saying someone broken. I'm like, I've always been broken.
No, the whole team's gonna be the whole
team needs to be busted.
Okay. You're gonna pick
levels, you know.
Okay, you're gonna pick 1, 2, 3, and 4. God, you're gonna pick 1, 2, 3, and 4.
So I saw Super Noon on Twitter today said he's definitely playing Spider-Man. So you know that character's probably top 1. So I guess Spider-Man's on the team. After that, I'm not really sure.
The guy that plays all the broken stuff usually.
He does, yeah.
He does, and he always says every other character besides the character he plays is like super broke. But his team's fine. Timo's completely fine.
The down player.
Yeah, Timo's completely fine, but allow you to nerf.
Timo only has two winning matchups.
I love downplaying. I love downplaying my shit.
Yeah, and somehow his characters never get nerfed too. He's just blessed. I don't know. But anyways, so I think Spider-Man looks really strong. Wolverine both look strong. So maybe one of them. But I'm gonna try the characters that look cool first. So like Magic, I think is cool. Danger is cool. Shuri. Like, and then some of the new champ, like Green Goblin.
Yeah,
I mean, we haven't seen gameplay, but he's
like that
cool.
too. Like, there's so many villains.
There's so many cool designs.
Yeah.
So I just gotta play around for like half the cast.
What is Carnage's move list going to be like? You know, I really.
Carnage looks sick too. Yeah.
I don't know. Zane, are you looking at anyone in that yet?
I got a list of 6 right now, and the plan is to make a team out of those 6. So I got Storm, of course, because it seems like if there's a wind character in the game, I just got to play them. That just seems to be a rule.
Yeah, Storm's really cool.
Storm, Shuri, Black Panther. Almost the entirety of the Knights of Doom, freaking Magneto, Green Goblin,
sick.
Carnage.
Yeah,
Green Goblin looks sick as hell. And then everyone's freaking out over Blade during the last announcement. But I'm like, what about Loki? Like I see Loki summoning a clone, doing a teleport, summoning like 4 orbs of fire on both sides of the person. I'm just like, this character looks like he's got some sauce attached to him.
Yeah, I feel like you would. I imagine you would just wait to see who has the most air mobility, and then you just lock in on that.
So mobility is always a. It's like I've got like a criteria in a matter of speaking of characters to look for. Mobility is always number 1. Mix ups is number 2, and then set play is number 3. Those are the 3 things I look for. I look for most, and Storm has basically all of the above. Hence what she's probably like almost a guarantee to be on the team. Black Panther, I've been told about the crazy movement and mix-ups of Black Panther. I'm looking forward to getting to try that during the beta. Green Goblin and with the sending his glider off screen
puppet character
and bringing it back.
Yeah. Gary, you're about to say?
I was gonna say, like, I go off a completely different mentality when I pick up characters. Like, so for example, when I played Killer Instinct, the new one, for the first time, I was playing. I think I played when the game dropped. I think Ultra Mario Capcom 3 was like a year out, so far, and I'm like, I tried it. I was like, ooh, I'm real. This game's kind of ass, whatever, right? And then they dropped Sender. I'm like,
yeah.
Hello, when we got beast cannons, give me that. I'm all in. I love characters that have beast cannons. Like in Skullgirls, I'll play Beowulf, and Warwick. Kind of checks out. He's got some beast cannon stuff like that as well. So I go off rule of cool.
That's it.
For me, yeah. I love rule of cool. Like when I saw Broly do Choo-Choo, I'm like, hey, it's kind of badass. All right,
yeah. No, 100% same, but hard all the way. I'm like, I was playing Guilty Gear Strive no matter what, but Nago Ryuki, yo, what? You made Black Vampire, fucking sick ass mechanic of the blood thing. Everything about that is just, I love everything about it. I'm like, I'm locking into this more than the game itself. So rule of cool all the way. I agree.
Leo main here. I love Leo. And I also love charge characters too, which is a dying breed as well.
They're going away.
Real sad,
They're going away. Frodan,
they're going away.
Anything you're looking forward to? Anything coming up that you're kind of scoping out?
Yeah, I'll be traveling to Paris tomorrow for EWC, and I'll be there for 10, 11 days doing some stuff. So, and my wife's coming with me. Our 5-year anniversary.
Congrats!
Congrats! Awesome.
Thank you. And so it'll be fun. We're gonna probably go to Denmark and a couple other places, and then when I get back, the TFT set releases, so it's good timing.
Okay. So, are you getting some days to kind of take off and just enjoy the ride out there?
Yeah. I think I'll be taking some days to go see some friends and I have a lot of buddies in Europe that I don't really get to see because I actually lived in Europe for a couple years of my life.
Oh, cool.
And so it was a really good experience. I made a lot of friends, but I haven't seen them in a really long time. So it'll be really nice.
What country?
I lived in Germany. Almost 2 years. Yeah, I lived in Berlin, but I was traveling around so many different places. So, I'm looking forward to it. It should be a good time.
Hell yeah.
Now, I've got a question for you, Frodan. Is it your first time in France or Paris?
No, I actually went there last year for the TFT Open, and then last year for EWC as well, because our boot camp for our TFT team was in Paris. Why do you ask?
I've been in Paris a lot, and obviously I'm French Canadian, so I have a bit of a French heritage. And I gotta just put you on to the jambon bar sandwich if you've never had it. It's basically ham and butter on a baguette. Have you ever had that?
No.
What? Okay, you got it. You got to have it. You got to have it.
That sounds hella fresh. Okay.
You gotta have it. I'm telling you, it's delicious.
It's the words for our ham and butter sandwich, basically. Yeah.
Yes, it's just ham. It's literally ham, butter, and on a baguette bread. It's amazing.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Ham and butter on a baguette. Why do you have to create so many fancy ass words, man? It's
just those are regular words. That's literally what it is.
I mean, a good baguette.
There's the French version.
A good baguette, admittedly, is like okay.
Okay, but in Paris, you're hard to find bad baguettes. Like
Yeah, no, I'm down. I feel like I got to make the trek at some point, and then use my weird Quebecois French to see if
they're not gonna like that, Woolie. They're not gonna like that.
I hear not, but I'll try anyway.
Depends on which ones. I don't think it's as bad nowadays, but yeah.
Deathy, what are you looking forward to? Anything going on with you?
Oh, looking forward to. I mean, right now I'm just whenever the next Deadlock patch comes out, but with Deadlock, you never know whenever it's going to come out. Like it could literally come out like next week, and it could come out in 2 months. Like we truly have no idea. So I'm looking forward to that. But basically, until then, I'm kind of in mode like chill a little bit more. So playing a little bit more old school RuneScape and just focusing on my personal life. My fitness, my nutrition. Just kind of I feel like I always have to grind something in life right now. So right now I'm grinding my personal life.
Grind your wrist protection as well. Grind your
my wrist is fine if it's just the keyboard. Okay, like my wrist, my hands. I play video games for a living. Like easily 8+ hours a day. And my hands have always been fine, and I've always taken good care of them. But I don't know what it is. The keyboard with 2xKO, that definitely was not doing it. So I want to play more fighting games. Like I'd love to learn Street Fighter. Street Fighter, I think, would actually appeal to me a lot. Street Fighter and Tekken. So Fee was trying to sell me on Tekken a little bit because of the movement aspect. In Deadlock, I love movement, and I play a lot of movement characters. And I've always loved like movement. Like so I played TF2 competitively. That's kind of like my background, like where I came from. And I played, for those of you that know Team Fortress 2, I played Soldier, and I loved like rocket jumping. That was like a huge thing that I love. I've also played some Quake. So, but overall, like I think 2xKO was a lot of fun, but I don't really like playing it alone. And I think I'd love the like more traditional like 1v1 fighters a bit more.
Okay. Well, couch is right over there. When it's not tornado yellow sky season outside, we'll figure this out. We'll get it done. All right.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna just close out here. Take a letter from the audience over here.
Make it a good one because we got a lot of answers incoming.
Okay, this one is called "LARP Tubing is Baffling Me." Good day, super LARP friends. Yomi here. There's a new trend among Gen Z that I found through Jesse Cox called LARP tubing, and it's not people making content playing D&D in the woods or anything. This is people LARPing as YouTubers from the mid-2010s. Channels such as LARPewDiePie, LARPaplier, LARP Theory have been popping up, and these are people recreating the journey of these YouTube careers, playing the same games, having the same reactions, matching their mannerisms, etc. When I told my D&D group about this, we all had the same reaction: confusion. I don't see the value in this other than maybe recreating these people before some of them went on to be monsters or did something shitty. Perhaps. So it's not for me, but it does feel very bizarre. How do y'all feel about this, and how would you react to someone making a LARP parody of Best Friends or anything like that?
I feel like I've dodged a bullet that wasn't included in your description.
Yeah. It's already happened for my group. There's LARPagoons.
Is this?
Yeah. So there's a guy on TikTok. I don't know what his exact tag is, but I keep getting tagged. Like someone tagged is like, Gary, someone's LARPing as the Shenanigans. And I'm like, badass. I really don't care, honestly. Like, as long as obviously it's not me. So honest to God, if that's what they want to spend their time on, by all means, like fucking do it. I'm pretty sure they're also like white, so they can't even say nigga. So you're not really LARPing at me in the first place.
Not the same. It's just not the same.
Like,
or can they? And that's a whole other road to go.
Yeah, right. That's on them, bro. Like.
No, my initial reaction, that shit's crazy. Like, I feel like, okay, homaging things feels like that's totally fine. I've seen there have been homage channels and things like that as well. There's something really cool from back in the day was like multilingual homage channels where they'd be like it's the same kind of setup, but like in doing it in Spanish or doing it in French or doing it in another language and kind of reaching a different audience.
There were two Russian guys that did like a bunch of our RE4 videos,
exactly,
like as translation.
That's cool. Doing the same reactions and trying to recreate the exact moments, that sounds fucking nuts though. That sounds weird. I don't know. Like I feel like you don't have to. You can do something in homage, but you don't have to fake the performance of what you're reacting to or trying to make the same jokes happen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not fully getting the context here, but
I don't get it. I don't get a lot of things. There's a lot of things I don't get. I don't get like RPing or LARPing like on its base form, but this I really extra don't get at all.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds as weird as you've described it, Yomi. I'll leave it at that, I suppose. And one last one here. Dear Ingrid Explorer and Laura Enjoyer. Dear Ingrid, Laura Enjoyer, and Apologist respectively. This is from Rob, writing in to tell you a first-hand experience of seeing the latest Street Fighter 6 marketing pushes actually working. I'm a casual enjoyer of Ludwig's content, but someone from the FGC that I didn't particularly care about at the EVO show match. The results made me go back and watch it. A coworker of mine is more of a big Ludwig fan, and we talked about it after the match. He then asks how into SF6 I am. He asks because he was inspired to buy a copy from that show match, and not only that, but he said he wants to learn now because he's going to main Tifa, someone he's loved as a longtime FF7 fan. He has no interest in fighting games until these two things came together. So overall, I'm happy a coworker is interested in getting into Street Fighter, but man, it's crazy to see the marketing actually doing its job in real time.
Well, I mean, I think Woolie, you yourself is like a really good example of that. Like, I remember the Punishing Gray Raven, like Dante thing happened.
Yeah.
And like that didn't get you into Punishing Gray Raven, but you did download the fucking app and buy the character, which is a huge step from nothing.
Yeah. No, 100% it worked. And as somebody who's like, guest characters have been something I've always been like, if it's cool, if it fits, then that's dope. I like original more so, but I can't lie that like something that is keeping or these games massive, and Street Fighter 6 is doing incredibly well in Japan especially, and it's at the peak with everything, and Tifa dropping is going to be another nuke for that. It's healthy for the game. It helps. I think that's dope. I'm glad to see that working out. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much my take on it. I don't know. I just don't want to get to the Soul Calibur guest character place of like, okay,
that was miserable.
Yeah, here comes Yoda, you know, or even that like, or even
is
Negan.
there a game that's getting
what
like
about Ronaldo and
oh God, exactly.
Yeah, I would love to watch Diaphone cooking up a show match with Cristiano Ronaldo, man.
Ronaldo versus Messi, man.
Yeah, no,
Ronaldo, Fatal Fury, Baki and Tekken. Guilty Gear Strive is getting another character. Yeah, true. Negan in Tekken 7.
Yeah,
dude, like, I remember. I don't know what Evo it was, but like when they faked the snake for Tekken,
that was a mistake. I was in. I was so in. Like, I'm playing Tekken. They got David Hayter to just call in and do like it was an Evo promo, but they just used it at the wrong fucking time. Like you can't do that. I was so ready to play Tekken, bro. Like I'm like Snake and Tekken makes sense to me. Like there's already people that shoot guns in the game anyway. No, so I'm in. Like all right. Like I think they learned to not fuck around with the trailer presentation by having someone come out and be like, "All right, everybody, look over here." Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. As a couple of years ago, like the old producer from like Street Fighter Cross Tekken came on stage and then like teased the game and then ran off stage.
Yeah. So that shit as well. God, right. So weird.
I think that's why Harada quit, so he didn't have to make that fucking game.
All right.
He heard that Tifa was going to be in Street Fighter, so he didn't want to be there when everyone got pissed that Tekken didn't get Tifa.
Yeah. No, that's about it. All right, yo. Thanks so much, everybody. Please let the listeners know where they can tune into more and where they can find you guys. Taking it from the top, Deathy.
Yeah. You can find me on YouTube. I'm just Deathy on there. I got lucky. I got the original Deathy. No extra letters, anything.
That's pretty Twitch, great. Good for you.
Yeah. Thank you. On Twitch, I'm Deathy DL. It does not stand for down low. It stands for Deadlock. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Okay. Diaphone.
Yeah, so you can find me at diaphone _ on YouTube and Twitch. Actually, I think they both link on YouTube, but either way, I'll be grinding Avatar and Tokon. So if you want to see that, come check me out.
Cool. Yo, do some Kyoshi shit. I want to see what's going on with that character. Rodan, how's it going?
It's going all right. I stream over at twitch.tv/Frodan. But if you ever are interested in trying out TFT, I made a website that will help you get into it. It's called TFT Academy.
Cool.
So it's one of those things. It's one of those things where like you don't have to follow my channel, you don't have to watch it. But if you ever hear about TFT ever again, just check out TFT Academy. I think it's like one of the best sites you can use to learn the game and immediately plug in and get results. Like I promise, if you use it, you'll climb infinite ranks. So that's the website that I mainly use for my content and update stuff.
Awesome.
Actually did use it, funnily enough.
Boom. There you go. Testimonial. I didn't even pay him.
Zane, where can people find you?
I am Zane FGC on both Twitch and YouTube, and right now just grinding the heck 2SKO, and of course we'll be adding Tokon and Avatar to that. No Kyoshi, sorry, but Zahira and Ozai, fingers crossed. We'll see when we actually get to see those characters.
Hell yeah. And Zyzx.
You can find me on Twitter at _Zyzx_. My YouTube, you can look up Zyzx_ or that's mix up. And then my Twitch is twitch.tv/Zyzx_. We're probably going to be playing Deadlock or Marvel Rivals.
Deadlock,
like,
huh?
Like tonight, sometime tonight. Yeah, I've been okay. So I got my child's like, level 10 hype train, and then I will play Deadlock, and then they're like, level 13. I'm like, okay. So I think at some point I'm just gonna do a week of like Deadlock and then just see what happens. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't have like a particular goal, but I've been playing. What's this guy's name? Hold on, I have it up right now. I'm like pressing buttons right now. Not Abrams, actually. Venator. I've been playing.
Really?
Playing Venator.
Okay,
I like the ult. I like clicking on dudes' heads and they explode. So
Venator does have a lot of aura.
Yes. I think for every time I get a kill, I'm gonna read a passage from the Bible. So
Let's go, baby.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, he's like a priest. He's basically like a murderous priest.
Yes. Like. That'll happen sometime tonight.
I was doing that in DNF duel with the priest as well while doing combos. So that's fucking hell yeah, that's perfect. Pat, what's going on?
God.
This week, I mentioned it earlier, but this week, tomorrow I'm playing FF14 with you. On Thursday, I'm playing FF14 with Hina and Ecto only. Friday's Power World. Saturday is Grand Blue. What's the fucking title? Grand Blue Fantasy.
All the words.
Relink versus Endless Shrimp, whatever the fuck.
Night burst.
Yeah.
The latest. Yeah.
And then on Sunday I'll be going back to Power World.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all going to be starting at mostly 7 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
And going into the ass end of the night.
My end, Woolie versus on Twitch and YouTube, FF14 tomorrow, Dark Souls after that, and this Saturday I think actually going to take a break, going to do some family stuff, but also want to just remind anybody who didn't get their hands on it, we got a new shirt that we announced last week. You could go check out the Castle Super Beast Legacy shirt. It is literally a shirt made out of all the titles of every episode that we have had up until this point.
That's sick. What the hell?
And there's a logo, a negative space around it. You can go over to orchid8.com /collection/Castle Super Beast and you can get it. And look, some of those titles are not fit for proper dinner conversation.
Hey, listen.
But
like if you're a real CSB fan, you'll send us a photo of you wearing this shirt in the airport
in public. Like the text is gray on black, and it's a nice quality shirt. So if they have to get close enough to talk to you, then you can explain the context. You know. So there you go. That's my push. Specs, Thank you so much for joining us and for jumping on. Everybody, take care. Peace out. Specs and 5, baby. Say it, Pat. Say it, Pat. Say it.
Say it, Pat. Say it.
5.
Yeah.
Let's go.
5.